Welcome back. Man, what a way to start the entire event today and stream with a world record from Nastani. Whoo, that was amazing. I was supposed to like get up and get food and stuff, but I was watching that the whole time, face glued to the screen. It's amazing. Speaking of amazing, before we get this next run off the ground, I would like to just put out a quick shout out. If you've been listening, if you listened yesterday and you're enjoying the music today, quick shout out, a special thank you to OC Remix for once again providing an all black playlist for this weekend's event. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Also, Frame Fatales is a Games Done Quick's all women online speedrunning community. Their upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will run from August 13th to the 20th. The schedule will be released on July 6th, so go check it out. Check it out at gamesdonequick.com's Frame Fatales for more information. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, bits, all that wonderful stuff that is cheered on the GDQ channel helps support Games Done Quick's HotFix shows and just everybody involved in the whole GDQ everything keeps it running. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content, if you love everybody that's on, if you know I've made you smile today, all that stuff. So without further ado, let's continue this wonderful celebration of Black excellence with none other than a Drakengard run, any percent from the one, the only FigsRoost. Take it away.
Poison, eternity, revenge, two, sacrifice. Mother, rituals,
Hi,
sorry. I was like, is she going to say something? That was such a good intro. I was like, she's probably stunned by the greatness of that intro.
Yeah, that was a really good intro.
I don't care.
Hi, my name is Fig. Speedrun Drakengard. I'm really honored and kind of nervous to be here, so I'm really excited to show off this game. And with me is the fantastic Rod G, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Rod. I also have done speedruns of this game and other near games and Drakengard games. And yeah, I'm excited to see Cass run and do some commentary.
Yeah, I guess this is a very long run compared to the fantastic run that we had last time. Like, holy moly, that run last was like really, really good.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are ready for some chill Drakengard hours.
Relaxing. A very relaxing game.
A very relaxing game. But yeah, we're ready to start whenever you guys are. So I guess we just give a countdown?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
This is going to go great.
The biggest and strongest game Drakengard.
So this is Drakengard 1. It came out in 2003 or 2004, depending on if you were in Japan or the West. And it was the start to what eventually would end up, most recently being Nier Replicant's remake, but also Nier Automata. This is the first game in the whole series in the Drakengard cinematic universe, as no one calls it.
We can start calling it that.
We could start calling it that.
Forget Drakengard, it's Drakengard cinematic universe.
Yeah. So this one's a bit different from the later entries in that it's closer to a Dynasty Warriors clone. But then, it's not just Dynasty Warriors. We'll see the non-Dynasty Warriors part in a second. There's a lot of very complicated gameplay that goes into playing this game.
Oh, yeah.
Fig, how many buttons have you pressed so far?
I've pressed a grand total of 2 buttons
Whoa.
so far, Rod.
That's
it's
impressive.
It's a very complex gameplay-wise. As you can see, you press square to swing your sword, and then you press triangle to shoot a fireball for now. And then sometimes if you're feeling spicy, you can hit triangle while you're pressing square.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's unlucky.
In order to do a combo attack. And sometimes the enemies will combo you back when they flash blue like that, which we saw really early today.
Yeah, that's a good
They don't
sign.
usually do it that early.
But yeah, this game is pretty straightforward gameplay-wise. It really is just run around, kill some targets, run around, maybe do some other funny stuff that we'll see. But it keeps it simple, keeps the draw distance short. You get to hear a lot from Kaim, who's our protagonist here, who's a prince.
Yeah, I hope you like his voice actor. He does give some very emotional performances in this video game, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that.
I know I am.
Yeah. His most emotional line, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hear this speedrun because we're only doing a ending, but
Yeah. So
if you're curious, we do have all ending runner Raji here who can kind of describe that.
you'd have to be there to experience it.
Yeah.
What his most emotional line is.
It brings a tear to my eye, honestly.
But yeah, as Kath
This entire game brings tears to my eyes.
and ears. So as Kath was mentioning, this is an A ending speedrun, and that there's a lot of different endings. They all have a different letter. So all endings would be getting to E. And if you don't know, most of the games in this series all have different endings that are lettered. Unless your name's Drakengard 2.
Protect Footy Eye.
Is that one not lettered? I thought it still had
Pretty
ABC.
sure it's not lettered. I don't know.
Is it not lettered?
Does anyone know? Exactly. This is how we find out if anyone knows Drakengard 2 in the chat. And that was also our first weapon we got there. So one of the big selling points or draws for this game, I guess, is that there's a lot of weapons. I believe it's 64 or 65. It's one of those two numbers. And each weapon has all these different magic and combos and ways and attacks that it does. Unfortunately, we're going to use very few, well, or fortunately, because we actually do use a really good one, but we're not there yet. So you'll notice we didn't equip. That was Bonebreaker, wasn't it? We didn't equip Bonebreaker. Sorry, Jay.
Bonebreaker is,
It's one of the weapons of all time.
yeah. So every weapon in this game actually has a different type of magic attached to it too, which is pretty cool. So there's 64 different types of magic. With not actually that much overlap, honestly, if I
It's pretty surprising.
correctly.
Yeah, some of them are somewhat similar, but like, no, they're pretty different. And then when they level up, they change a decent amount. They get more intense. So,
Yeah, for instance, we have Kaim's sword on right now, which is also a weapon of all time.
yeah, 3 damage per swing, baby. Cutting them down and cutting them down. Yet still they come. I forget where that quote's from in the game.
Cut them down and cut them. It's Red Dragon line, I believe. Look at that, I didn't mess up already. I was about to. No, it's a soldier. It's
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
soldier.
say.
It's
I know it's near the beginning.
yeah.
So I'll stand by saying that I really like the English voice acting in this game. Some people believe the Japanese one's more faithful. And, you know, I like the Japanese voice acting for some of the later games, but this one, the English voice acting is really iconic. And it just stays with you.
Yeah, some of the lines are like really good, and it's really unfortunate that since we're going fast, we should be skipping a lot of the lines. But there are some really iconic lines that unfortunately we won't be seeing.
So, I guess, Kath, I'll let you explain you want to explain what's going on in the story at this point?
Oh yeah, so basically somehow the Empire, which is the evil bad guys, have captured a dragon.
The red one.
Her name is the red one, yeah. Her name is Red Dragon, that's all we know her as. And Kaim got slashed at the very beginning of the game with a mortal wound.
In a cutscene we skipped.
So, in a cutscene we skipped. So, he's like, hey, let's make a pact, which will give us both, like, superpowers and things like that. And she's like, yeah, alright, bet. So, they go through a magical girl transformation sequence.
Actually, though.
And now they are back to full health again.
And now they're in the air.
And now we're in the air.
So this game's actually a Dynasty Warriors and an Ace Combat clone.
both at the same time.
Yep. And one of them ended up better than the other. Is the hot take I'll throw out there. It started off as
it's a hot take.
Yeah, it started off as Ace Combat. From what I've heard, again, this could just all be lies. But it started off as Ace Combat, and then later on they added more Dynasty Warriors stuff, which is all the on-the-ground missions. This is an aerial mission. And Angelus did...
Oh, we didn't even make it to chapter 2.
I'm sorry, Kath.
It's okay. We were playing a game to see how long it would take one of us to say Angelus, and I guess the answer
is
one chapter getting her.
Yeah.
Or sorry, one verse.
One verse. I was like,
verses.
We didn't make it through a verse even, or a chapter even. It's so hard to call her Red Dragon, because I'm so used to saying Angelus. It's not even a spoiler, but I guess it's a spoiler. So I'm sorry I spoiled the ending. You find out what her name is at some point.
You find out what her name is. She's like, I've never told anyone my name before. A human has never known my name before.
Yeah.
At the very end of ending A.
Dang it. I was like, we'll for sure get through a chapter this time. Then I get too excited, and then I try to explain something about the amazing dragon combat of this game.
So yeah, this is the second half of the game. It's base boosted fireballs as you fly around on a dragon.
Mm-hmm. And you'll notice that Cass ignoring a lot of enemies on the ground, like they look like towers. Those are optional in almost every single mission. And we're actually not even going to play the one where they're not optional. So they're optional in every single mission that matters for us today. Annoyingly, though, our radar in the top right, not our mini-map, because we don't actually get one of those, will still show those enemies, and they look identical to the ones we need to go be killing most of the time in the air. So that's a fun little thing. So Kath really just has it memorized. She just knows where to go. Like, she knows to not kill one of these airships, as it's optional. How does she know? She just does. There's no tell, really, because you had to kill the previous airship that looked like that one. And one of the more efficient ways to kill these, one of them is you can line up and like shoot down the, like, look down the ship and shoot down it, and you can sometimes one-shot it. Not on this big one, though. The other way is to use the MLG base boost button, also known as magic, which is what she did. That is what it's supposed to sound like. It sounds that base boosted on any form of official hardware you want to go try and seek out in any version of the game. It just always sounds like that. Sometimes it sounds more intense than others. Not sure why, but it does. It just is that way.
So now we're back on the ground. We're going to clear out the Empire Rats, as Kaim called them.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, he hasn't spoken in a while. You want to explain why that
is? Weird. So
that is weird.
We mentioned that Angelus and Kaim made a pact. So that's the dragon and the dude on the dragon made an agreement or a pact. And to do that, Kaim had to pay a price, which apparently was his ability to speak. So he is now literally the silent protagonist and can't speak. It's okay, though, because there's telepathy.
Yeah,
which we can't hear.
Kaim, but we can hear everyone else
over telepathy.
Pretty clearly.
Without a choice. We will be hearing them.
Except for these guys, which don't have packs, but they, for some reason, can just shout really loudly. They never really explain why we can hear the soldiers on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just really loud. We never see our own allies. There are no allies on the ground, really, in this.
Yeah.
But there's lots of enemies.
Yeah, that's a cool part of Drakengard, too, is that you actually have allies.
There are, yeah. But for this, so this is actually slightly different from our first ground level. This is a strafe level, is what they're called. So you can either be on Angelus or on the ground running around. It is so much faster to be on Angelus for killing these guys, because A, you can just travel faster if you need to, and B, you kill them way faster. It takes 2 hits to kill all these targets. Now, because Kath would really like to not be on the ground, she needs to try to dodge the archers, or the arbalesters.
I was just giving an example.
Yeah, that was perfectly timed, actually. That was a good example.
That's what happens when you get hit by too many arrows.
Yeah, too many being actually 2.
It actually depends. Sometimes you can get hit by like 8 of them and
Really?
not get knocked off. But then
I've never had that on God. It's always 1. Or not 1, it's always 2. For me, at least. Although we both do have different experiences in this game. Somehow.
Yeah, this game never plays the same every time. It's like a roguelike.
Despite
You just never know
not
what you're gonna
supposed
get.
to be that. Not trying to be. It just is. So once all the targets on this level are killed, she just has to run into the castle, and that'll be the end of this one.
Yeah, I noticed me wiggling the dragon. That's because that changes the hitbox for some reason. So it makes it harder for the arrows to hit. I don't know why, but ever since I saw... that always stinks.
Yeah, so you can... Again, the mini-map isn't that great. It lets you see a little further than the terrible draw distance. Or mini-map, sorry. The radar isn't that great. Lets you see a little further than draw distance. But you do have a map, like a proper real map. It just is slow to open it. So you normally try to minimize opening it. I personally just open it to make sure I don't miss things. And I know that's what Kath does as well, because it sucks to have to turn around.
Especially because, like mentioned, the mini-map or the radar doesn't actually tell you if you missed the target or not. It's just kind of pointless. Oh, this is the third gameplay type.
Yep. This one's
event missions.
Yep. And in these, you always only have Kaim's sword, which is the first weapon you start with. It deals 3 damage.
Yeah.
We'll give
so
more
they're not
numbers
very
later.
fun.
But three is not good. three is pretty bad, actually.
3 is
It's more than 2.
really sad. If you've ever played this game, and I've heard a lot from people that are like, I played this game and everything took forever to die and like all of that. The first thing I always ask is like, oh, did you change weapons?
Nice jump.
Did you get a different weapon? Because there are so many weapons in this game and so many people will just play with Kaim's sword.
So
Because it's the first weapon that you start out with.
that enemy there looked really important. Don't worry about them. They aren't important. Aww. Not knocked down,
That
though.
was almost-
Not knocked
that
down,
was
though.
almost clean.
We take that.
Almost clean. Which I will say a lot in this run.
Yeah, so if you jump here at that lets you sort of move out of their like attack somewhat. There is a dodge button, which you saw her do coming down the stairs from getting the weapon. But the dodge button randomly just like whips your camera. So it's very disorienting, and it stops you too. Like you lose your run speed, because there is like a full run speed you can get to. If you run far enough, there's like that burst of air around Kaim. And then you can do a charge attack, which is good for knocking enemies down. But essentially the goals for these levels where we don't have Angelus and we just have to run around inside are don't get knocked down, get to the end of the level. In this case, we had a little digression because there was a weapon that Kath went up and got where we saw the cool enemy that came out of the floor that who knows how it works. But yeah, it's typically just run to the end of the level, kill people in the room there you need to kill people. I always go to the right here. It's so weird going to the left.
I was punished for that.
And it's the same distance, so that does not matter which way you go. It's a box.
Oh my gosh, please. Please, Drakengard. I'm
So-
trying to show that you're not cringe.
That is the main form of time loss in this level, getting hit and then you just stand there. But thankfully you can run past most of these enemies if they're being nice to you on this particular day, and the targets are really well marked. So these 3 big guys, I always try to like keep them grouped up together or push some down into this hole. Normally doesn't matter too much though, because they all just kind of mindlessly wander towards you.
Yeah, the AI in this game is,
Definitely putting more of the artificial in than the intelligence.
yeah. But that's what makes one of the weapons that we're going to get later really
Yes.
good, actually, is taking advantage
Nice.
of the quote-unquote artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So these ones, unlike the last room where everything was well marked, these guys are all targets. They just don't tell you.
Yeah, they're just, you're in a room. There's a bunch of like enemies in here. Like, come on, what do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna leave the room. You're gonna kill them all. Tea time. Probably kill them all. It's Drakengard. That's the like base default choice in most scenarios. All scenarios. I say default. What's the other choice? I don't think there is one.
I think you just, I don't think that there's a level where you don't.
Not in Drakengard 1.
Yeah.
In later games, you can in fact run past some enemies more. I guess we run past a lot in this game, but they look just as threatening as all the others.
I mean, in Drakengard 3, you just jump over the walls. And
I was gonna say, this run has very few to zero glitches actually. Not because we haven't tried to find them, we just haven't found any that are useful. Because you really like just need to kill the targets. It's like if you got to bounce.
We actually
Can't.
Almost saved over my secret stash level there, but it's fine.
So, also there, we got our second weapon. And kind. This red-haired fellow is Inuart. He was previously the fiance to Kaim's sister, who was the Princess Furiai. That's who we've been coming to go rescue. Yeah, he's a prince.
Kind of. I don't actually know if that
Pretty sure he's a prince.
kingdom is. He is a prince, but I don't know if his kingdom is still around.
I mean, is there anything around by the end of these? Let's be real. It's a Yoko Taro game. That's just the backstory. So,
but more importantly, Furiai is also the goddess.
Yes, she is the goddess, and don't worry, you won't be able to forget that.
The goddess Furiai. She is in the castle.
Yes. So that's, what we've been doing. She might be in another castle later. This is actually just a Mario game.
I mean, pretty much. It's
if you squint really hard. Doesn't Mario ride on a dragon? It's just a green one.
It's a dinosaur, yeah.
Yeah.
A dragon makes a pact with a
I'm more convinced.
The old legends have come alive.
Can't believe Yoko Taro stole from Mario.
So, in this aerial mission, I don't actually think there's any ground enemies, so you can actually just fly to where your radar tells you, which is somewhat convenient.
Yeah.
Normally, you try to build up your magic by just shooting whatever's nearby, well, that you're supposed to be killing, otherwise you should be going somewhere else. And then you use your magic either on a large group of enemies or enemies that really annoy you. In this case, it was enemies that annoy you, because those are refrigerators. That's what it says in the guidebook, I promise you. This is not a lie. Those enemies are called refrigerators, not gargoyles. And
they are really annoying to deal with.
Yeah, if you let them get close to you, they circle you faster than you can turn, because Angelus has the turning radius of a large school bus in the air falling.
Yeah.
And it feels like that. But it's fine. You can turn fast enough.
Well, not always. There's
not always.
Specific fights and enemies in this game that you really are like, Angelus, you need to move.
And
you need to move, girly.
She doesn't move that fast. There is a turnaround
village must be here.
Button.
It's also very slow.
It works.
Because she has to do this whole animation. So by the time you actually flip around, the enemy is like gone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So this is a seamless transition into the next level. The game does.
Yeah.
It actually already had one of these previously, but it's a cool feature. There's no loading screen. Instead, there's just this really long and obvious loading screen. With the dragons there the whole time.
The mountains also like pop into existence.
The elf village lies in the woods across the bridge.
It's fine. That's why we were looking up though.
Be there.
So here we're introduced to actually a more annoying version of the arbalesters, also known as archers. We have the giant turret thing on the ground that does a ton of damage to you. Those are annoying and placed in just bad spots for you most of the time. They're not really a threat though. Except they're like normally in a choke point, and they'll do like half your health occasionally.
Yeah, just for
randomly.
fun. Those are the big ballista.
Yeah, that's the better term. I don't even know what I said.
I don't know either.
So on A ending, this level is really simple. On E ending, you need to get a weapon here. But
Nope.
an annoying part of this level is it's really picky about where you can get off the dragon. On the other side of this bridge, there's actually nowhere the game wants to let you off, except somewhere that's really far away, so you might as well just run across this bridge.
Yeah,
Fun fact,
it's the
these
same
enemies
as
can't hit you. It's
everywhere.
impossible. If she gets hit now, I jinxed her.
You basically have to run head first into these enemies in order for them to hit you.
Yeah, you have to push them along with you, which has happened to me in many marathons because I'll say, these guys can't hit me, and then immediately get hit. Other than that, it's just following a set path. These rocks kind of get in your way. If you actually just follow the arrow and don't think, you end up on the right side of this rock here, and that's not where the end is. Which is great when you're casually playing this game.
Yeah. And you have to open the map, and it's slow.
And then you don't know if you have to kill any enemies, but you really don't. If there's a target like that, you can always just end.
I see it with mine own eyes, and yet it cannot be.
It cannot be. Oh yeah, so Eviart's a bard. He sings. That's like all that really matters about his character for now. Just trust me, he loves singing.
He's really into
skipped a
singing.
cutscene. We skipped a cutscene where he sings for us, which I think is like Rod's favorite cutscene.
No, I like a later one more, but it's one of my favorite cutscenes. All of the cutscenes in this are really good.
Yeah.
Have lots of charm to them.
Honestly, if this gameplay doesn't look fire to you, I would at least recommend watching a movie cut of Drakengard. It is definitely...
Yeah, we're skipping
Worth.
probably one of the best parts of the game, not seeing the cutscenes. But that's because we're just getting condensed gameplay.
I've almost missed this guy before.
I have fully ran past that guy. All you have to do in that event mission is run to that guy's body. And I have fully just ran to the wall instead. Because if you hold like straight right, you go too far up. And also there's so many of these levels right here that look almost the exact same, so I forget. Because I'm just not thinking this way.
Yeah, especially if you're doing like all endings and you have to get the weapons and everything. It's just like, well, I don't know how you don't forget weapons. When I was playing casually, I had straight up had a guide open and I still forgot weapons.
Yeah, it's tough to try to remember them all, which is a requirement if you want to get all the endings. You have to get all 60-something weapons. For this, though, we're going to get one
3
more weapon.
weapons.
3?
Yeah.
That includes our first one. Well, no, we get 4. We only used 3. So that was the one Kath picked up where the guy came out the floor. That was Knight's Vow. And it does 7 damage. So we started at
Wow.
3, and now we're at 7. More than double. That's pretty tight.
We're going up in the world.
We really are. We haven't used that weapon yet. You can see Kaim holding it, which looks pretty cool while riding the
It's
dragon.
a cool lance.
But haven't used it yet. And yeah, if we were doing all endings, this would be roughly 5 times longer.
And include like 2 or 3 IHOP breaks.
2 or 3 IHOP breaks. Yeah, this game actually forces you to stand still and wait multiple times for up to 25 minutes.
But you do get IHOP during them. That is the tradition.
You can get and consume IHOP, and only within the breaks while losing no time.
For a second, I thought that didn't hit all the griffins, and I was about to be like really
Yeah.
sad about it.
Sometimes the lock-on magic attack can just not do what you want it to. It'll just fail, which is really sad.
All right, wizard level. This is where we really see how this
Yeah.
run is going to go.
This is where it starts.
Yeah, this is where the
So-
run actually starts.
Previously, we had archers as something really annoying. Now, we have wizards. You may be thinking,
We also have archers,
what's the
too.
wizard here? I haven't seen anything. You'll know when the wizards show up. And there's still archers, yeah. And we have an annoying catapult launcher thing right there.
What?
Yep. That's
How
the
did
one.
that hit?
I hate
I
this one. You dodged.
Dodge!
I think it was too early. I don't know. It's still BS. I'm on your side. Don't worry. And it did half your health. This is a very good way to start this level. Thankfully we won't need much health in this. It's not like there's a
Well,
lot of enemies that knock you on the
speakers.
ground. Oh wow, we also get red enemies too. This is really one of the levels. So you might have noticed some of the enemies have a black dot. I think that makes them commanders is what they say, but I don't know if that's always true. Maybe they're elites. I'd have to pull out the guidebook to check their actual name. They're typically just a little tougher. But here, there's a red dot. That means they're almost a 100% immune to magic, and if you do accidentally magic them, they goo at you with like a green goo, which is kind of annoying.
Doesn't do that much damage, but it's still just like it's just another thing.
Yeah,
it's
and
just,
it stops
it's
you
just
so
another
you can
thing.
get hit again. Oh, nice. You got a health there. So the way you get health in this game is just by getting larger combos. You can see she's currently at 40 some, and 42 is the another really large health orb. So that's pretty good. She's back at full health just by getting a large enough combo. She is playing on easy, so there's only health orbs from this. If you play on normal, you can get other orbs, and easy and normal are incorrect. It is normal and hard. She's really playing on normal, and then normal is hard. There's just only easy and normal. So if you've tried this game before and you played on easy, I'm sorry. Oh, good. Wizards. I love wizards.
Yeah, you like all those.
Wizards?
Yeah, I heard you like projectiles.
This is where it becomes extremely obvious that they discovered copy paste.
Oh yeah, whoever designed this level was like, oh man, look how many things we can put in our levels.
Like, wow, the PS2 can render so many projectiles. So the magic that the wizards shoot out functions essentially like arrows that go in a perfectly straight line. Actually, arrows probably go in a straight line. They don't look like they do. I wouldn't trust this game to not do straight lines for them. But yeah, but they're not immune to magic yet. So the goal is to try to hit them with the dragon if you can. But that's like a somewhat unrealistic goal. So hey, that was a 2-for-1.
Oh my god, game.
Yeah. So on the flip side, the magic that she has now on Knight's Vow does shoot these icicle things out. And when you do this final blow, which is where Kath hits square twice, then triangle on this weapon, I'm pretty sure it's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It shoots out a little fireball, which is pretty tight, I think. That was cruel. Nice.
Also, sometimes wizards just can like dodge you.
Yeah, they have a force field that they can just bring up whenever. Earlier on, they don't do it, but later on, some of the wizards are just like, I have a force field now. And they're the more annoying wizards for other reasons, too. They just also have a force field. Collateral. Nice. One part of this level is knowing where all the health boxes are.
Yeah, but we don't want to get the health boxes.
We don't want to have to go get them, yeah.
I don't think I need them yet.
I mean, I think you should be fine. It's just this last little group of wizards, and then she's pretty much all good. This is the last group of targets. And at least one okay part about wizards on this level, I
Love that. Blocking
love
works.
that for you. So, remember how I said you could dodge, and dodging randomly flips your camera in some direction sometimes? Well, blocking does the same thing. Blocking redirects your camera. But sometimes it'll do that towards enemies near you. And that's what happened right there. So Kaim blocked the wrong direction. Which is great. It's good. It's good. Nice. That wasn't bad. That can go a lot worse. Yeah, the ideal strat here is to try to use magic on everyone, but that's it's asking a lot, and rarely happens.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're done with the game now. GG.
Nope, time to quit out. All right, someone call time.
Yeah, good job,
Surprise.
everyone. We did it.
This isn't actually 2 hours.
All right. Anyway, we're doing that so that we don't get one of our party members who is very stinky, so we won't talk about him.
Yeah. If you just play this game and don't think and just keep smashing the buttons, you'll go and unlock allies. And we don't want to do that because 1, they're cringe, and 2, they're slow.
Yeah. Well, one of them isn't cringe.
One of them isn't cringe. Okay,
One of them
which
is
one?
Ariosh.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, she is cringe, like, morally, but, like, gameplay-wise, she definitely isn't cringe.
Yeah, so Ariosh is good gameplay-wise, but it takes 45 minutes to get her. This exit out that we did was to avoid getting Leonard, who's also cringe.
Who is cringe both morally and also gameplay-wise, honestly.
Yeah, he's not that good even once you do get him. The only level we use him for in all endings is getting Ariosh. Like, that's it. But his take like 20 minutes, and it's just not worth it in the end. It's worth it for normal. There have been a couple runners that did normal a long time ago. There were 2 Japanese runners who did it, and their names escape me because it's been a long time. But they would use Leonard. Oh, Neurotic also used Leonard for normal runs.
For a while.
Yeah, for normal runs. But on easy, we don't need them. They're kind of slow. We can handle all the enemies, so...
Basically, the dragon and the weapon we get a little bit really just make it so that you don't need them.
Yeah, and it takes so long to get them that it's, like, not worth it. If Ariosh's levels were a little shorter, then we'd be getting her. Because she's great, and she just stage clears everything almost, all the time. So this is one of the first night levels. This is the first night level, which is great because it's harder to see enemies. I was about to say, Kat, the Griffins are there.
I just got baited.
Yeah. The only way to see the Griffins are their red eyes out in the sky in the distance, because the camera and the game will just randomly lock on to things that aren't like actually important to you, which is what happened there. But typically it'll just fly you towards things that somewhat matter, but like it can just really take you the wrong way.
All right, we're gonna go rescue the most important character in the entire game.
Yes.
The Hierarch Verdelay.
So like,
I see some chat discussing the characters in this game, and honestly, I agree with everybody. Is Verdelay a bad man? I don't know morally. He's definitely a coward, but I think that he's worse because he never shuts up.
yeah.
And we will see this, which makes him a bad man in my books.
We'll specifically
at least.
hear this.
And see it, because whenever somebody talks, our radar goes away.
Yeah, that is a really good feature. So we do use the radar to see if we've like killed someone on the ground, if we've killed the target, because that's useful, and sometimes you're like trying to get them on the edge. But anytime anyone talks, you lose your radar. So you can't see if there's an enemy to your left if you don't remember where all the 500 of them are. And then you just need to either open up your map, which loses time, correctly find them, which doesn't lose time, that's good, or randomly guess, not find them, and lose time. So typically I'll lean towards knowing where they are or opening the map, which is typically opening the map, because there's a lot of enemies to try to remember. This stage also has a bonus of in strafe missions. I don't want to talk over Verdelay.
He's the Hierarch Verdelay. Can anyone hear him? Chat, can anyone hear him?
I don't know if I heard him.
I don't know. Is it Verdelay?
Was that Verdelay?
I don't know.
I need to hear him say he's Verdelay again to be really sure.
Oh yeah, another fun feature of the desert, and you might be wondering why I'm like so strictly turning around here to get these targets. For whatever reason, the draw distance and loading distance is even shorter in here than it is in most levels.
Yep.
So if you wander too far off in the desert levels, the enemies will respawn with all their health.
They'll heal back up, yeah. Which is super irritating, because some of them take a while. Like, these guys take a while. The other reason it's a pain in this level is in strafe mode, you can't actually go up and down that much. There is a little up and down. It's like almost irrelevant. It's like aiming up and down. So you can aim up where you can shoot at things you just can't see and might not even be loaded in. So probably doing nothing. Or you can aim down. Now, this level has changes in elevation despite you having no control over your own elevation, which makes aiming more complicated.
Just a little.
Just a little. So these are good. The sand levels are good. Sand is fun.
They never do this again, by the way. They never do hills ever again, which makes me think that they put together this level early on and then they were like, actually, this isn't fun. And instead of redesigning the level, they just decided to leave it.
Yeah, I think they only have one map. No, I think they have 2 total maps that are deserts.
Also, Inuart is crucified now. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. Inuart got kidnapped somewhere along this way. Inuart's Furiai's ex-fiance, because when she became the goddess, they had to break that off because of reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't be married as if you're the goddess because you're too busy dying for humanity's sins or whatever.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Oh my god.
Refrigerators. Nice. Okay. Those air enemies that I called refrigerators and might be officially called gargoyles. I'm just going to say their official name's refrigerators. They spawn little orbs. They spawn 3 of them that act as a shield. So you got to shoot them 3 times to get rid of the orbs.
Also, sometimes they cause other things to explode.
Yep.
Only sometimes, though, not all the time.
It must not be if the temple seal fails.
Yeah, and it's like not consistent at all, even across levels occasionally, what enemies you need to kill other enemies. It's just a thing you kind of have to know. So like in this case, it doesn't kill other enemies. They still spawn regardless.
Destroy a seal that protects the world. The closest seal is the
Glad we're learning about the seals from Vertile at this point.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I forgot. There's a 3rd one.
Yeah. Ooh, clutch. You've not gotten trolled yet by any of them.
Not yet.
Which is going pretty good because they'll circle you again really close, which makes it something.
Definitely makes it a gameplay moment of all time. So my favorite part about this entire aerial level is that we just respawn right next to where we rescued Vertile from, which makes the entire aerial level pointless. Because they only have 1 map per terrain. So as you can see, there's the prison right there.
Yep. We're just flying past it to the seal, the desert seal, as he's been talking about. And we're also learning that they must not be broken. They hold the world together. A lot of this game's... Okay, so like half of this game's lore is in talking to NPCs and event missions. They're just like standing there and they're fully voiced, which is pretty tight. The other half is in material outside of the game. So a very low amount of it is actually in the actual gameplay part of the game. An okay amount is, I guess, but like...
It's enough that you will understand what's happening.
But you'll need to read the wiki.
But you'll probably want to read the wiki to fully get it.
Yeah. And we're not going to go too deep into it. Just if you have played Nier and are interested, it's a fun read, or you can go and experience the game yourself. Which I don't know if I recommend, but I would say is an experience that leaves you having experienced something.
Yeah. I think Nier is fine. This game is probably like I say speedrunning it. This game is probably the one that I would be like, maybe consider watching a movie cut of it, because they include all of the dialogue that you would like true, potentially miss. Just because we're going super fast, and super fast in quotation marks there. We're going faster than they want you to play this game, and there's a lot of dialogue that is like dependent on if you have party members or if you've been sitting in the level for a long time, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so we'll run into this a bit later, but you actually do need to mindlessly slaughter enough people to level up your weapon. So right now we've had level 1 everything, and we're not gonna try to level this up because that'll be later. But they do really expect you to just kind of meander around, just hitting the square button a lot, having a good old time, jamming out.
Yeah. To this wonderful soundtrack that they've created.
They've created it out of a lot of other wonderful sounds that they've just put together in a fun way. These enemies are called queens. Just like pointing that out. I think they're mostly all named after chess pieces, or like a lot of the knights are named after chess pieces.
The Imperial Obelisk.
That's never mentioned in the game.
Yeah, nope, just in the guidebook.
It's in the guidebook, though. And I don't even know if it's in the Japanese one. It's in the English one, though.
Defeat them first.
So here they are doing some important explaining of Inuart. They don't have like Inuart's harp because he's a bard, so he had a harp. He would play and he'd sing in their funny language that they sing in. But it's fallen on the sand. As they say.
Wish to destroy the seals. Do they seek the seeds of resurrection?
Also, no, we won't know what that is for another 12 hours or whatever.
If we were playing the game, yeah.
If we were playing all endings, it would be another what is it, 4 or 5? Okay, dude, jeez. 4 or 5 hours. Forget how long a ending takes in all endings.
Oh, it takes like 5 hours in all endings, or 4 hours. It's long.
Yeah.
We take a really long time. There's a lot of content you can do before you get the first ending. We're not going to be doing it. There's also side missions. They're called expeditions. And they're just, have you ever thought, wow, I've had to replay this level 3 times. What if I could do it actually 6 times? The game's got you. It's got expeditions for that. And some aren't optional.
Oh, yeah.
It is only a matter of time before the temple falls.
But for us, in A ending, they're optional. So we're not going to do any of them.
Yeah.
As I'm sure Kath is very happy about.
Yeah, thank God. See, I don't run all endings because completing this game once was enough for me, but
yeah, all endings is pretty long. It's more relaxing though, in that because it's all endings and because we actually have to kill so many more enemies, we are a higher level, so it's less stress, I guess.
Also, you have Ariosh.
Also, we get Ariosh, which is great, because she makes killing enemies a lot easier. She one-shots every enemy, almost.
Drakengard is secretly a Mario game.
I'm glad
That's
that
so
won.
true.
A cinematic experience is also correct. This game does it has neat little funny moments where it breaks the mold of how it has been so rigidly showing you things. It's always, oh, here's the event mission, then now we're in a cinematic cutscene, and then now here's the other stiff event mission. But sometimes it'll have this weird panning event mission, and you're like, where'd this come from? It's a good time.
But this arrow also kind of lies a bit. You actually have to go more left than this arrow is telling you to go. Because otherwise it leads you right into not the stairs.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, I went too far left.
Left. No, left. Cat, there was left.
Hold on. I got it. I got it.
No. You started running right, and I was like, no.
It's okay. That was my little secret fun time loss for the run.
Okay. That'll be the only one.
That'll be the only one.
You keeping your splits active?
No.
Okay, smart.
Smart.
I never do
I don't need to
marathon runs
know.
with splits.
Destroy the spirits of hell.
So here are the aptly named Spirits of Hell. These have a really nice, cool attack where they kind of like go in for the hug, but that knocks you down. And Kaim is very not good at standing up quickly. So our goal is to not get knocked down here. Thankfully, though, these enemies are never summoned by other enemies who can randomly have a shield.
Yeah, they could never do that, or that are magic immune.
Yeah, thankfully these enemies actually are never magic immune, which is a nice part about them. It's good for them.
Yeah.
Because the magic immune ones just mean you can't either use Angelus, if that's an option, or use your magic, which is those icicles in this case. But we get a much better, cooler, greener magic later.
Oh, yeah.
Much greener. Probably
Much
worse than the planet.
gooier, even.
Much gooier.
Drive all the spirits.
And we have looked around at what other weapons we could get that could help for the run, and I think it was pretty optimized pretty early on, because Fangsglaive was something Neurotic posted about way back when. I thought it was 2011, it might have been slightly earlier, but I thought that's right. Was getting Fangsglaive, but there's some others that like actually let you run faster, which like speedrun weapon makes you run faster.
Oh my goodness.
It turns out we actually don't do that much running. We do more killing. So we get the better killing weapon. And they give you like one of the best ones pretty early.
Like moths to a flame. Are the other temples safe?
Probably not, Verdi. Good news is we're like almost out of the desert.
Hallelujah. We do go back to a desert looking area, but technically I guess those are the Crimson Mountains.
There, it's also like flat.
It is also flat, so it's the better type of desert.
So I got all of these guys.
Yeah, this is a fun little cluster of enemies because there's the black dot enemies next to the red enemies, and you can hit the black dot enemies with the dragon's magic, but if you hit the red ones at the same time, they goo at you. Oh, that's what the goo looks like, by the way. The goo could be an arrow. You could think of it as an arrow. It'll knock you off just like other magic will. So Kath is shooting and then dodging because the goo has a short memory. It's not heat-seeking goo.
A message, sire.
All right. If you guys have any announcements or anything you want to talk about, now is a great time because we're just going to be going in circles for.
Slowly, because if she dashes, it'll heal them.
Yeah. Y'all have anything to shout out?
Not a problem. I can definitely do some shout outs in the meantime. So while we're going around dropping fireballs of love and justice on all these horrible, horrible bad people, I just want to remind everyone that, we just recently, GDQ just recently had SGDQ 2023. And if you missed it or, just got some runs out there that you want to watch over and over and over again because they were just so amazing, be sure to check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Wonderful, wonderful runs we've had today. We still have a action-packed schedule for you today of fantastic and phenomenal speed runs. Again, another little shout out to OC Remix for the wonderful, fantastic playlist. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It is amazing. I don't know about y'all, but I've definitely been jamming this entire time to that amazing playlist. So yeah, other stuff that we got going on, again, Frame Fatales is GDQ's all women online speedrunning event. Speedrunning community, my bad. The upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will run from August 13th through the 20th. The schedule will be released on July 6th, so keep your eyes open. Go to gamesdonequick.com/Flame Fatales to get that information. And if, you want to support GDQ, you want to support the HotFix shows, the big shows, everything that GDQ has going on, all the people that do all the things you love, hosts, tech people in the back, because my God, let me tell you,
they do so
those
much
tech
work.
people, they do so much. They are truly the glue that holds us together. They are fantastic and can't get enough praise, let me tell you. Bits, subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, all that wonderful stuff that you guys give to the GDQ Twitch channel helps support all these wonderful people here. So please consider subscribing if you can, if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content, all that stuff. Let's see, what else do we have on the thing here? Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to press the like button on this video and any other video you enjoy on the channel. Subscribe to the channel as well. Also, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in checking out our live content. Just hanging out and chat with everybody, spamming emotes, cheering on all these fantastic runners. You can definitely do that on the Twitch channel, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and weekends starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. And for those of you, again, we are here today to celebrate Black excellence in speedrunning and Black excellence, period, with our Juneteenth weekend celebration. And for those of you that may be wondering, what is Juneteenth? You can hit !Juneteenth in chat, but it is essentially a federal holiday celebrating the freedom of Black people in the U.S. It's an annual event that we have here during the weekend of Juneteenth to celebrate Black speedrunning, showcases anything Black people hopping on games, having fun, being amazing, like we know, like we know we can and are. So that is the whole situation for this weekend. It is, again, another one would be Unapologetically Black and Fast, which is a wonderful, wonderful speed running event that is held in February that also celebrates Black excellence.
It seems the day of the final reckoning approaches.
That was perfect.
Yep.
That got us through so much of the circling.
Hey,
Not that we
I'm
couldn't
happy to
ramble,
help.
but
Hey, I'm here to help too. Not a
we
problem.
appreciate you. So, while that was going on, the only things that happened that were important were some huge game-changing story plot things, but this isn't a lore run, so we don't need to go super deep into them. But Kath had to also do another back out to avoid getting Ariosh. That would have taken her a bonus 45 minutes to get the best character in the game, but 45 minutes is 45 minutes. That's pretty bad. That's like almost half the run. So
Also, it's like extremely annoying too.
yeah,
It's not even like
some of the worst levels.
Must go to the Imperial lands.
It introduces some enemies extra early that are like really annoying, just cause. Oh wow, you took a lot of damage from something. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know what damaged me
just-
this much, but
like,
I'm
whoa.
like, yeah.
Wait, why is it's like your health's really low? That can sometimes happen, especially on easy, because you're a little less worried. On normal, all of the levels are really scary, just because they are. On easy, you're less worried about it because again, easy is actually normal. Normal's actually hard, but it can still happen. I forget what does it. The actual little air balloon boys do a surprising amount of damage. I thought one went behind you. Don't quote me on that. Don't turn around. I'm wrong.
I'm not turning around. All these dots just spawned over here.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, don't turn around. I was wrong. Oh, we get to meet wyverns. So if you've played Drakengard 3, you might have heard a specific character in that game doesn't like wyverns and wonder why. Because in Drakengard 3, the wyverns aren't actually that annoying. In Drakengard 1, the wyverns justify that character's hatred of wyverns, as you can see from what's going on right now. So they fly around you really close, which is annoying. They randomly stop, which is annoying. And they dodge lock-on attacks, which is annoying. If you've noticed a trend, it's that every time a new enemy is introduced, a new aerial enemy, it's typically more annoying. And that trend holds true. And they actually don't even reset that in Drakengard 2. They just start out really annoying and then they get even worse. I'm sorry, I'll stop the slander of Drakengard 2.
You have a Drakengard 2 appreciator in the chat now.
Yeah. Mash is another Drakengard runner. And one of the only runners who does Dodd too. Oh, yes.
Finally, the Rat Jam level.
Kath, I don't have the quote.
Oh no, go find the quote.
Oh, lordy.
Scatter their army.
Our previous chat from last time we did this run, I'm scrolling through and it's just memes, not the quote. Oh no.
Quick, someone in chat, does anyone have...
I'll find the egg quote. Don't worry, it'll be fine. So anyways, we're getting a weapon.
I was going to say, during the quote finding, can everybody just take a minute to just enjoy and marvel in that phenomenal superhero landing every time we jump off the dragon?
It's good.
Oh, yeah. Time has knees of steel. That's one of his pacts. One of the things he gets out of his pact, you know?
I don't know where it's pinned. Oh, go ahead.
So, no, I was going to say, so here's my question. In that regard, like, if you were to make a pack with a dragon for, you know, all that wonderful, delicious dragony power, what would you give up?
Oh, so you don't get to choose.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
you don't get to choose. It's actually, you have to give up something that's extremely important to you. So for every character that gave something up, it was because that was really important to them for a specific reason. So Vertile actually does have a pact. If you've been hearing him complaining, you'll notice he has a crazy sick head tattoo. Fun fact, you also get a cool tattoo somewhere relevant when you make a pact. So Kaim has one on his tongue, and there's a really funny cutscene where he sticks his tongue out that we don't get to see. Anyway, Vertile is a cool head tat, because what he had to give up was his hair.
Oh, so there's a lot of guys at my job that have apparently made pacts with dragons.
I guess so. But the reason for him, at least, was that he was very charismatic before, and that, like, losing his hair made him lose all of his confidence. Either way, I do finally have the quote now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do have the quote now. Thank you, Alice, for DMing me the quote.
Thank you, Alice.
So if you haven't noticed, the music of this game is kind of a lot. It sounds kind of like you took a symphony and just kind of cut it up and pasted it back together however you felt like. And that's actually what it is. It's kind of meant to be grating in a way, but the best way to describe the music of this game is a quote that was included in the CD booklet for the soundtrack. And this is a quote from the game's director, Yoko Taro. And this is actually in there. I've confirmed it. So from Yoko Taro, it would be difficult to explain the music of Dragon Dragoon in a single paragraph. I want you to imagine the following. On a morning without school or work, a carefully selected egg has been lying on the table since the previous night at room temperature. You lightly pluck the egg off of the table and crack it over a bowl filled with cooked koshihikari rice, adding a dash of kotsuo bushi finely shaved on a wood block. To top it off, and here you need to be careful, you need to add a few drops of light-colored soy sauce. You take your time to lightly stir in these ingredients. Filtered amidst the grains of cooked rice part of the egg cooks and part remains raw. It must not be mixed in too thoroughly. If it is possible, it is best to leave 2 to 3 clumps of white rice completely untouched by the egg, sitting like clumps of marble. Combined with the raw egg, this rice, which is as hot as possible, will make the perfect temperature. We calmly debate the merits of our, and then Alice actually didn't link the whole quote, so I forget how it's worded at the end. But
Of our respective
we calmly debate
ingredients.
the merits of our respective ingredients. And then the song as we kill each other.
That was beautiful.
Yoko Taro
Yoko.
describing the music of this game.
It's beautiful.
And if you're wondering, he's just describing tamago gohan, or just egg on rice with some fish flakes and some soy sauce.
Yeah.
His description.
He made it sound really good, though. But yeah, it's literally just eggs on rice.
Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, okay. We got the ending of the quote almost 100% right. But yes, that we got the main part of the quote right, which is a long and rambling description of eggs and rice. So that's the Drakengard OST. That's what it is. Every time you hear it, you can think of that food and go try it for yourself. It's pretty decent. It is really important actually though to have a room temperature egg. You try it with a fridge temperature egg, you're just gonna have raw egg and rice because that will not cook it. Don't ask how I know.
How do you know, Rod?
I said don't ask. It isn't a good experience. If it is cooked though, it's pretty good. It is slightly easier to just fry an egg, personally. But so in the meantime, and the reason why we spend that whole time reading the quote, we actually always read the quote right here when we're doing marathons, is because you have to just sit and wait for part of this level. So that's actually where I started reading it, was where Kath had to sit, wait, and do nothing. It's a timer. So that's why we read the quote here. Also, this is my favorite song. One of my favorite songs from the game.
Yeah,
so,
this is one of the best songs in the OST.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyway, we got the weapon we're going to use for the rest of the run.
Fangs Glaive. So, our first weapon we had 3 damage. Okay. More than 1, more than 2. 3. Second weapon we had 7 damage. That's more than 3. Okay. This third weapon we're getting 14 damage. All right. That's double. That's pretty good. 14. That's like, whoa, compared to 3, we're like really playing here. But we're going to go grind and level this weapon up. Because when you level this weapon up, it does 28 damage. So
This is what basically makes the game playable, speedrunnable.
Yep. Without having an ally, this is what makes it like easier to play. Because essentially this is faster than having to go unlock Leonard. So that's why we do this. There is a way to grind as part of one of the levels that you're going to be doing later, but it does still take a while. You save some time from not having to back out and menu around. But it's more risky because the enemies are more annoying. So Kath's doing the safe and simple one, which is going back to level 2 and killing a bunch of things. Specifically 150 things.
250.
250? That's what I thought. I knew it ended with a 50 though. Well, okay, so you will also do 150.
Yes. Theoretically, yeah. We do have to kill 150 enemies plus 100.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you understand me.
Yeah. So anyway, chat, how's it going?
Yeah, it's a grind. It really is just a grind. And we would still be doing a grind if we didn't back out to this level. It would just be more stressful.
Yeah. I tried doing that in one of my practice runs, and oh my god, it took that level 20 minutes. And I was like, there's no way this is faster for me personally, because I do not have this level optimized enough.
Yeah, the current record holder, you, is good at the game. Very good at the game. And came up with that strat that is just faster. But
It is faster by a lot.
it's less safe for us, so that's why we typically just go ahead and do this. And this was what Neurotic originally did too. Neurotic was like someone who posted on Speed Demo's archive way back when, and then disappeared, and we've never heard from them again in a bajillion thousand years. And I've only talked to one other person who has had a conversation with them. There's like OmniGamer or something replied in their thread. It's like, that was it. So if anyone knows who Neurotic is, that'd be cool. But they clearly haven't played Drakengard in a while.
You're doing great.
Good for them.
Doing
Good
great,
for them.
chat. Good for chat. Anybody play any fun games? Any
I was looking at picking up that game we just saw.
any
That
good food?
very good record for.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I was watching that. I was like, this game looks fun, and I was like, it's $5.
You mean that $5 game
I was like,
on
oh,
Steam?
yeah.
Lunistas?
yes?
That
Yeah,
game
and
does look
Nintendo
really fun.
Switch.
And yeah, I got a 4-hour flight in a couple days. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. It was a very fun run to watch. This is a very fun run to watch, Kath. You're doing great.
It certainly is a run. I am so honored that this somehow made it through.
I don't know about y'all. I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad.
I'm enjoying
Every
it.
time it makes it into a marathon, I always feel like I have to say I'm sorry.
I know that feeling. That's how I felt when it was on HotFix last time. I was like, I promise we have a reason we're here. It's because Drakengard 3 and then the original Nier. No, it's Nier Replicant. We're in that same HotFix show. So we did those 3. And I think Automata. I can't remember. I was so focused on
No,
that.
it was Automata has been on GDQ before.
Yeah.
Oop.
Oh, it was never before seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was those 3.
They're within the castle walls.
These horses, thankfully, aren't too much of a threat damage-wise. They're a threat in annoyance-wise because they just run away from you.
Yeah. Usually we don't deal with them on the ground anyway.
Yeah. It's really only this level for A that you have to deal with the horse guys. Huh. And all endings, they show up randomly. But by that point, we have Ariosh, so it's like, oh no, you're horsing away from me as a giant fireball appears.
Yeah. This game desperately needs a remake.
Yeah.
I
think it could
I
be
think
good.
it needs something.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it would be at its like most Drakengard if it was just not even a remaster, but just like a port.
That would be so funny.
Like nothing has changed.
It's just you can play it on Steam now. That would be chef's kiss. I'd take that. I'd rather Drakengard 4. But Drakengard 4 was actually the original Nier.
Yeah, same. I would rather have another cool dragon game, personally.
I'll take a pachinko game, honestly.
I think that
You
would.
can't tell me
be
that wouldn't be really funny.
All right, we're free.
Nice. This game needs an exorcism. Yeah. We're not even getting to the part that really needs it. There's a lot of game in this game.
Protect Footy Eye.
And A ending is just scratching the surface, honestly. You keep thinking, what more can they do? And boy, howdy, can they do more. So that was level 2. That's good. Now we do 28
Right, now we
damage. And instead of that one little green circle, we get a lot of green circles.
Now we get to play the game again. Once it lets me back out.
There we go. We haven't talked too much more about the controls in this, but I could hear you pressing them, so that's why I'm mentioning it again. So I've gotten used to them, so I actually start rebinding my games to this now. But so there's square to hit, there's triangle for magic, left stick to look around. To pause the game, if you want to quit, is R3. I don't know if other games did that and it was just more common back then, but I can't say I've played another game where R3 is pause. Start also pauses the game, but it only pauses. There's no pause menu. So start pauses, like actually just freezes the game. R3 lets you go to the menu to like pick options and like maybe quit or do something and see stats. And then select shows you the map. It's like, okay.
And then L3 hides enemy health bars like that.
In case you ever want to not know what's going on more. The game provides that to you, which probably most people accidentally press.
Oh yeah, I accidentally press it in all the time. I'm like, where'd the health bars go?
Exactly.
Dun 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 dun.
Another banger. I mean, it's the same song, but it's a banger.
Alright, please don't be mean to me today, archers. I'm trying to show you off. I'm trying to show you off, game. I'm trying to get...
Come on, be on your best behavior now. Let's go. Don't knock me off.
Right,
the
I
dragon.
wish you could talk to your speed games.
Try to reason
look,
with
I'm
them.
I'm trying to show you off.
So a cue here for knowing when to turn around is once you kill the last enemy on your side, it starts playing, or Verdelay starts talking more. I don't know who told me that. I think it was you, Kath, but
I think it was me.
I now use that instead of checking the map. This is another scenario where you have the black dot enemies next to red enemies. Can you do this?
Huh?
I've not seen this strategy for doing this.
What is the strategy for doing it?
I just do it really slowly. Yes. Oh god. Because don't they heal? No, they don't heal. Wow. Okay. That's thinking with... I don't even know what... Not portals. It's
Well, now
precarious,
this guy is
though.
it's in a really annoying spot.
Yeah.
It's not that dangerous.
It's only dangerous because once she's that far away from enemies, if she dashes, they'll heal.
Do they heal at this level?
Do they not heal in this level? You
I
haven't
didn't think
dashed.
they healed at this level. Well, yeah, because I don't need to.
Okay. Maybe my muscle memory is just terrible. I always dash in places where I probably should not dash. So fun fact, this attack here, if you hold L1, R1 really hard, it does double the damage. Now,
No, it does double the distance.
double the distance. It doesn't say it doubles the damage. What does it say?
No, it's just distance.
Yeah, but what does the quote say though?
It doubles if you hold L1 R1 really hard while you're doing your triangle attack. It doubles the distance of the damage or whatever.
It wasn't that verbose. I swear it just doubles
Yeah,
it.
no,
It says something like it doubles it, but it doubles the distance. So what we're both referring to here is this game got actually a special release in Europe for the cell phone. Like the flip phone that could run Java
we
games.
actually played at the last event.
Yeah, which was it was played at the last event in February, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's DOD Mobile. DOD stands for Dragon Dragoon, which is the Japanese name of this. So we'll call it DOD Mobile. It's Drakengard Mobile, really, over there. But yeah, it's a mobile phone port. I don't know. It's not a port. It's its own little thing. It's pretty funny. It exists. It's a surprisingly active speedrun. It's not very long.
It's like 10 minutes.
The emulator's pretty good because it's just an old Java phone game thing. There's a 100% category for it, but either way,
Called Dragon Marriage Percent.
it is
Very
called
important.
Dragon Marriage Percent. Thank you, Kath.
You're welcome.
And part of getting 100%, it'll give you some hints. And the only hint that's like I don't even remember what the other two hints are because I think it's 3 total.
It's 2 hints total. One of them is about that you can play as a jet fighter.
Okay, that's fair. That playing as a fighter jet's a thing, and we're not going to explain it, but it's a thing, and it's not a spoiler. And then the other one is the press L1 R1 hard, and it's like we had never heard of this before when we were like reading into the game. We were trying to figure out what it meant, but it's just like literally your dragon spins around more if you press L1 R1 while doing the magic attack, and that's what the game was saying. It's not officially mentioned elsewhere as far as we're aware.
Nope.
Like, not in the English guide. If it's in one of the Japanese guides, I don't speak Japanese, and I don't think Kath does either. So
Nope.
we haven't really explored those. I do have one, and they're scanned too. You can find scans for all the guides of this. Forget what it's called, but it's worth looking up because it's really interesting. A lot of side material has been digitized.
Oh my god.
Oof. So the strategy for this guy is to kill the wizards on the ground so they don't knock you off, and then fly into him and shoot him and hope that you don't get knocked down. All hope is lost or something.
Also, if you get knocked off here, there's no way to get back on your dragon, so you just have
She's
to do the
afraid of
long
walls.
walk of shame. Yeah.
Walls, small trees and bushes, boulders. She's really afraid of those.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's supposed to be a maze too that she was going through, but speed run. We know the route, hypothetically.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
it really depends
Never
on
gotten
the
lost.
day.
Totally never gotten lost in that. And Angelus will always say, no matter what you do, you can take the most perfect lines through there. She'll say, "Is this way right?"
I feel we've seen this before.
Yeah. She'll say that no
It's
matter
like,
what.
girl.
But then if you're messing up, and she says that, it just feels worse. You're like, you're right, Angie. So here are Cyclops. They're a man-made horror from the Empire. I guess we could do a story update. I don't know if too much has happened. There's a lot of... This game has a lot of story, and it's kind of hard to like try to explain any of it. But like, for the run's sake, it's still Empire versus Union.
Oh,
And
we
like,
lost our sister again.
oh yeah, and they kidnapped your sister again. A ending has like... you can't really spoil it. Like, there's no way to.
Eviort is bad now.
Oh, yeah,
because
Eviort's
he
bad
got
now.
brainwashed.
But that's not... That happens again, like, in the first hour. The game's real
Yeah.
spoilers. You gotta get to, like, past A ending, thankfully. So we don't have to go into any of them.
Yeah.
So if anyone's feeling motivated to go play the game casually or run it, you can.
Hey, sponsored by Drakengard.com.
Yep, as long as Google Domains hasn't fully shut down yet, that link still works. But yeah, if you go to sponsored by Drakengard.com, that's our Discord. That's the vanity URL we use. So that's the Nier and Drakengard speedrun community. Because most people who run one of the games run some of the others. And that, I mean, most of the Drakengard runners run Nier.
Yeah. And some of the near runners will look at Drakengard
And get
and wonder why we run it.
And more often than not, it's that one. But yeah, we're not actually sponsored, but that is our vanity URL, which hopefully still
Sponsored,
works.
not sponsored.
I have that through Google Domains. It does still work. Nice.
Come learn how to play this game or Drakengard 3
Or
or
Dod
Nier
Mobile.
Automata or Dod Mobile.
Yeah.
Or even Dod 2 and Nier Replicant if you are feeling spicy.
Yeah.
Or Nier Gestalt. We don't discriminate. We have all of them.
We do. So this is a fun level, and by that I mean this one's really long. So, yeah. Gives us a lot of time to talk about anything we want, almost.
Yeah.
One of the important parts is killing that catapult like she just did. Because that catapult will do a lot of damage.
So what did chat have for breakfast? Let's get the food talking.
Someone's hungry. I thought you were just eating. Didn't you just
I
eat
did
before
just
this?
eat,
Okay.
but I'm trying to strike up a lovely conversation with our
okay.
chat here.
How's the weather?
Yeah, how's the weather?
It's sunny here.
Yeah, it's actually pretty
84
nice
degrees.
today. I just came from Seattle.
I'm jealous.
And
Very
it
jealous.
was so nice out there. It was only like 50 degrees. And I was like, I was like, I need to move here right now.
Everything I've heard about it, I want to be there. I'm going to Texas next week, and they have a heat wave, and it's been like 110 there every day. I've been like, oh, hell no. Like, it's 84 here, and I don't like it. 110?
But that's like dry
Donuts
heat,
and
right?
coffee, frozen burritos. See, I'm seeing people's breakfast orders.
It's a
I'm
dry
learning new
heat,
things.
but man, 110?
Yeah, that's not. Come on down here to Florida, where it'll be like
Oh, God.
80, 90, and you're like, oh, that's not
I've been
bad.
in
And you
that.
just take 3 steps out your house,
It's
and it looks
terrible.
like you jumped
Yeah,
in the
then you
pool.
just
I've been to Florida for that, and it's oh man. I'll take where I am up in Maryland.
Oh, Maryland, yes. Oh.
But Seattle, ooh, nice and cold. Jealous.
I was just there on vacation till yesterday, and I got on a flight, and now here I am playing Drakengard.
I mean, this is kind of like experiencing. Where is it? Italy? Where are you in right now?
Oh
forget what
geez,
it
I
is.
don't actually remember.
So if you look on the map really closely, I'll try to remember to point it out when we're on the map because it'll show the map between chapters. The world map's just upside down Europe.
Yeah, it's evil Europe.
Yeah, like that's just the map. So it's a European game.
The empire is in upside down Spain.
That's what it is. I was like,
And-
someone remembers where one of them is because I know it's a joke that gets said. Now I
Yeah,
forget it.
it's
Upside
evil
down.
Spain.
Evil Spain. Actually,
Because like until Drakengard 3, I believe the continent didn't have a name. Like the world did not have a name, unless that happened in Drakengard 2, and I'm forgetting. But I'm pretty sure that it
no one
wasn't until
remembers
Dawn
anything from
3.
Drakengard 2. It's okay.
Dawn 3 that named it Midgard.
Yeah, Drakengard 1 just doesn't name it. It's just upside down.
It's upside down Europe.
But yeah, this level is just a slog of killing lots of enemies and then fighting a bunch of red enemies and killing a bunch of more enemies. Then you kill a couple last ones. And then you're done. It takes like 11 minutes, 12 minutes. Or 9 minutes.
I don't think this is going to be 9 minutes. I've been knocked off like 3 times.
That's why I started with the more likely ones, but I normally get.
Yeah, I usually get like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But I'm getting kind of owned.
This level in particular is like one of the worst for draw distance issues because there's so many enemies and like you just cannot see far. It's not even to the fog, which is kind of impressive, but like impressive that they couldn't get it further. But I don't know. Games are hard. I shouldn't talk. So Kath's doing a very, very smart choice here, which is destroying this catapult. Because when you're on the ground and this catapult hits you, it actually does half of your health bar.
All right, now we just have to kill a bunch of red dudes. Oh yeah, do we want to talk about how this game got approved?
Oh, yeah. So, oh god, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Saito?
The producer?
Yeah.
Saito.
It's like Yosuke Saito. Is that his name? I might be getting it wrong. I can't remember. I think it was Saito though. Was at something. I forget if it was a conference or what, but they essentially he was giving a pitch to Sony. I've heard this. This is like, again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was right. And he was one of the last to give the pitch for it. And at that point, they were just like so done hearing pitches for the day that they just approved it off of knowing it. I don't know if Taro or anyone else was there. But I swear it was Saito who was there. That's why I think this story is right, because I know these random details of it. So they just approved it without reading what it was.
Yeah.
And
Which
you know,
I'm
if that's
sure
a
was
lie, I'll take it as truth anyway, because I mean, did they really approve it after seeing it? Maybe seeing the description of it. Because Dynasty Warriors meets Ace Combat. They didn't know that we'd be getting the part of Ace Combat that is the story part of Ace Combat, not the gameplay part of Ace Combat. Because boy, does this have story part.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Oh, and we can see some of the Cyclopses in the distance, which is pretty cool. It's a cool touch. I actually like that you see their silhouettes on the horizon. If you, for some reason, look up while running on the ground.
Yeah, it's neat. It's a neat little detail. I always have to look at my map during this section because it's like everything just looks the same.
It's like the same. I'm really bad at the landmarks for this. Like all the trees look the same. The ground is one texture. There's hills, but the hills can look similar to other hills. I don't know. I'm also just inherently bad with directions. I think I got it from my dad. I was like in the car with him the other day, and I heard some of his directions. And I was like, "Oh, okay, he's terrible at this."
You're like
that's why I get so lost. Yeah.
You're like you're the reason.
Yeah. So that's why I like Drakengard 3 because you can't get lost.
It's a straight line.
You are so railroaded. I mean, this game's pretty railroaded, but there's a huge field to be lost in.
But as you can see, our weapon actually does damage now. So we just boop. Which is good because there's a new enemy type in the next level that we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, so the whole reason that we did a grind before this was really to get the weapon leveled up for these levels, and it's very convenient that this weapon's available, like where we got it. Like this would be such a different run if we didn't have that. This is a good song. I say it's the worst music you've ever heard.
Drakengard fans of the worst song you've ever heard ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you might notice I have a background on my VTuber here.
Oh, that's from this level, yeah.
Yeah, so there is exactly one glitch that we have found.
And we didn't even find it. I mean, we
didn't even find.
Discovered, like, a past discovery of it.
We found it in a YouTube video that no longer exists.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. Which is so sad. Because this art's linked in the comments of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Piece of history lost forever.
It really is. But what essentially happens in that video is someone's on this level, and they're like, for whatever reason, they dash at the mountain off to the side here, and then jump off Kime. And if you do that at just the right spot, you can go out of bounds. Which is cool. Like, out of bounds. I wonder if we can do anything speedrunning with that. No, we can't. You need to be in bounds to kill the enemies. I mean, you can kill them from out of bounds, but like, why? It's actually kind of hard too.
We tried it too in the next level because it's the same map and you can still get out of bounds. But we were like, oh, maybe we can kill the next enemy coming up, the skeletons.
Because they come out of the ground. Maybe they're just down there.
Because they come out of the ground. Maybe they're just down there now.
No, they're not. So it's not very useful. But anyways, when that happens, whoever's filming it, be it child or something else, screams and just pops off and goes insane that just happened. And it's really quite a video. I'm so sad it's lost. But it exists, and then they walk around, and there's like I don't know if they freeze frame on it, but they freeze frame on Kime's head just partially through the ground, and then someone drew this art for it, either the original uploader or something. I actually think it was in the video. They like
zoomed out to it in the video.
Yeah. Oh, this is the images. We call it plant Kime. Figs models in front of it. If she leans heavily, maybe you can see Kime, but there's Angelus there.
Maybe. I don't know if my model can lean that far.
I'm waiting for the delay to see if it looks like it or not, because I can only see the game. But yeah, that's the origin of that image. And the plant Kime emote in the speedrun Discord.
No, I can't lean that far over. We tried.
Yeah, the screenshot of the in-game footage from the glitch is still around.
So this is the 10-minute mark, by the way, this dialogue. In case you were curious.
I didn't know that. That's fine. It means we were almost there. That means we're almost to one of the worst levels in the game. In the run.
Honestly, yeah, let's where are you at? There you are.
commanders have appeared.
The commanders. It's I've been trying to hold myself back from like quoting along with everyone as like the game happens, because they just say things in a specific way. That's unfortunate.
Oh my gosh, archers.
Ooh, that is again unfortunate. I guess there are horses here, and they're Black Dot Commander horses too, which is unfortunate. So yeah, a bit of magic here to knock out the Arbalesters, who are arbalesting a lot today. Boy howdy.
Alright. Enough!
Stop. I mean, hey, you've got some stormtrooper ones over there. Those suck. They missed every shot. Okay, we take that.
I thought I was going to die there.
I was a little worried. You had it the entire time.
Uh-huh.
No, I wasn't even slightly worried. No concerned.
If you say so.
And I do.
The only thing that bothers me about this game is the map that will still show you the objective target you just killed because he hasn't fully died yet. Yeah.
Yeah, that is annoying. And now we're in the reddening, named so because it's red.
Now. I hope you like the color red.
It's gonna be in the game a lot. Fun fact: you can get the Nobuyoshi sword by talking to a guy there who goes, "Kaim, your father's sword," and then you have to talk to him again.
Yeah.
He's like a gift or something, and then he gives it to you. So this is just random soldier has your dead father's sword for just some reason. It's just right there, and he gives it to you. It's not that good of a sword.
Maybe that's why some rando had it.
Maybe that's why. I mean, maybe that guy's really important. He just has default soldier number 800 as his model. So yeah, what we missed was fireballs from the sky, and well, I mean, you can see the craters, and then horrors beyond comprehension or something.
Yeah.
So currently we're in the horrors beyond comprehension part. I guess no, these are comprehensible horrors. We get to the ones beyond comprehension for other endings. But these are the skeletons, as we will see imminently. They are underground, so you can't tell where they are, and you kind of just have to jump and guess, because Angelus is talking. These skeletons have a very, very cool feature where one of them can poke you, and it'll put you in iframes. Oh my god, not this strategy. If they do that, they can hit you 4 times, and it will do half of your health bar. Or more. So you can get very easily killed by it from a very high health. And Kath is doing the strategy where she summons as many of them as possible and hits them with the Glaive's magic, because the Glaive's magic stun locks them as they're standing on it, and it resets and hitting them resets iframes from the magic. So, the magic does a proc. They have some iframes, but if you hit them, they then immediately get the proc again. So it's really good and lets you kill them super quickly, because you can see that just like hitting them with a sword is not that great. But stunning them and then doing more damage, that's cool. That's very cool. Makes this level a lot less painful. This level with Kaim's sword is extremely painful. But
yeah, that's why we don't do it.
That's why we don't. It's bad with the Knight's Vow too. So, but man, summoning lots of enemies is terrifying here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the deadly combos and overhead ones. So if you see a poke like that into the overhead is like the killer combo. Hopefully you guys don't get to see it. Though I do know for a fact Kath knows where the health is on this level.
Yeah, I know where one of them is.
I know where one of them is too. I pray we don't need the second.
We need the second. Something's gone horrifically wrong.
That's always one of my pre-marathon things is I pull up the map for this level. Also, it's wrong. The official map's wrong. on where the health is, I'm pretty sure. Because
Yeah.
the official map in the English guide, I don't know if the Japanese one's wrong, but the English one is. Which is great. It's a good feature. And normally you don't need it. I just pull it up like, as, you know, third backup. Because if I don't have it up, it's like unlucky.
Guy back here. Up.
So yeah, even though most of the enemies on the ground right now are ones you could hit with magic, the target ones are red. So you need to be on the ground to actually fight them. Only two of the groups are that way. Of the 4, you have to fight before skeletons. So this is one of them. Just give you some chance to heal at least, because again, combos can heal you or cause health orbs to drop.
Yeah, these ones die really quickly though. Brutally shush.
Yeah. I cannot see the future. I can't see the radar.
What can this be?
My heart.
They're just being rude right now. They're not being dangerous.
I know. Like, getting knocked down is okay, because getting knocked down gives you iframes, because you're on the ground, they can't hit you. The dangerous ones are if they poke you and you're still standing, because then someone else can go in for the wombo. And the wombo is what can kill you from not much less health than this, if they like really hit you with it. It's rare though. It's only happened to me once.
It happened twice right before your GDQ run.
Oh yeah. It happened. Okay, every time it happened to me was right before I was on HotFix with this last time, which was terrible. Like literally my practice run went extremely bad, and then I was so worried that the day of, I played this level like 5 times before HotFix. It's like I can't have that happen again. It was like the only thing I practiced, and then it went really well, so it's worth it.
The other thing that sucks is that this level is like extremely long.
Yeah.
I think it's the longest in the game.
And if not, it feels like it because you're stressed the entire time. So it's
come on,
just
dude.
so much time for your health to be really low. Archer, stop. There you go. Not even slightly concerned. You have one more, right? One more group?
2 more.
2 more, okay. It's okay, because the health is next to this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we die here, we do have our super secret backups.
Yeah. So it's not, we're not actually super concerned, but you won't die here, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
These targets, while they're not red dot enemies, they are the big guys. So they take an annoying amount of hits. Some of them do. Some of them are the small guys. Like that one. That one's a small guy. Those are the technical terms.
Big guy and small guy. I think that these ones are called kings.
I think you're right too.
Such a terrible spectacle. What does it... What?
Oh my god, shut up.
Beasts slouch upon the earth. This is hell.
Nice. Got the health. In the safe zone now. I was like concerned. It was like she's way under what you could get one hit killed at. She's not gonna say that. It's fun. That was that overhead attack there that she just dodged.
Nightmare.
Love No Hair Guy's voice delivery. Yes, Vertile's voice delivery is great. Him and Inuart have a very good delivery. Ooh, another blue flash. That's we got a lot of them so far.
Excuse me, guys. Okay. Right, one more group of red enemies, and then one group of skeletons, and then we're done with the longest level.
Hallelujah. And yeah, the skeletons in the previous level's group of red guys are really why we have this. Because the magic stunning, essentially, all the enemies on it is super, super useful and just gives you so much room to walk around without having to worry about them poking you from 800 miles away with their spear. It's really hard not to hum this song.
Yeah, it's catchy. Definitely one of the songs of all time.
It really is. All right. I think that's the last of the red ones. You got one more, two more, three more, 7 more.
Yeah, I don't actually know how many.
Counting is not a skill required for the speedrun, fun fact.
Hello, skeletons.
This is where you summon all 5 groups at the same time, right? Oh god.
I wish you could do that.
It stresses me out. I do these one by one. Because your chance of getting clowned on is just way too high. Look at them go. Although if you have them all there, like you can kind of like, yeah. Ooh, and there she used so while you're casting the magic, you also get your own iframes, which is really convenient because that skeleton was about to end her day.
Yeah, I saw that.
that was in a terrible, terrible spot there. All right, you'd have to get double wombo comboed here, which has never happened before, Kath.
Why would you say that?
I said it as a joke. Oh, God. I regret saying that. Forget I said that. Kath, you have this perfect. Good dodge. Hallelujah. I was like, there's no way after I said that.
So I'm just gonna need you not to speak them things into existence anymore.
I won't. I
Right?
thought that was the last enemy.
You
group,
don't
too.
realize the power you have.
Jesus Christ.
Drakengard is always listening.
It
always
is always
watching.
listening. I'm gonna go unplug my microwave. Good Lord. Okay, well, hey, look, that was a great demonstration of what the wombo combo looks like, Kath, because that was literally it, and it's terrifying, and you can't do anything. No dodge or anything gets you out of that.
Yeah. Basically, as soon as they hit you from over top, it's over.
Yeah, you're just, like, stuck. But as our reward, we get these new fun enemies that blow up at you in the air, and then we get these other funny ones that don't do that. along with other more fun ones. We get a lot of new horrors with the inclusion
With the red.
of the red.
Also, there's like a giant floating sky castle now, Sky Fortress.
Yeah, a lot of these enemies do make a comeback in Drakengard 2, fun fact. And they found a way to make them more annoying. A lot more annoying, actually. Let's see, bats, okay. It's like, is Gord's this level? No, Gord's isn't this level.
No, Gord's isn't until chapter 8 or whatever.
Oh, we got time. Fun fact, we know the actual names for very few enemies. I mean, we know the names for all of them. We use the names not for all of them. So gourds, refrigerators, probably not their actual names. I doubt these are actually even called bats. Do you think they are?
I don't know. You have the guidebook, don't you?
I do. I'd have to go get it. They're probably called bats.
I know that the gourds are ghosts.
I do know that as well. I'm not going to call them that still.
How high does it fly?
You know what? Valid.
Yeah.
Climb. Be careful. These ones are strong.
But these new enemies are fine. They just like do that little explodey thing. It's not really a big problem. They don't count as dead when they do that, but they've really just like kind of died. So you don't have to really do anything but dodge, which is nice.
Yeah. Alright.
No, the
Play
game
a little
didn't crash.
cutscene.
It just does that.
Just plays a little cutscene there that we skip.
Yeah, and then it doesn't really know what to do, so it just keeps the screen. Bye.
Alright, we have our first Black Dragon fight, which is extremely annoying. And I know somebody mentioned in the chat strats. I've never gotten the strats to work, so we're just going to pray.
So, as like this small lore catch up, Inuart made a pact with an evil dragon. So now we're fighting him. There's a lot more lore to this than just that. But also the voice lines here are good, so I'm just not going to talk over them.
I'm strong now. That's why Furia is with me.
What do I?
To lean away from the mic.
My head. Furia.
What do I?
Furia.
What do I? What do I? What do I?
Furia.
Oh, by the way, he's brainwashed too at this point, which is a fun fact. But he's having a time. I forget what the strat is for this, but he will essentially dodge any attack you do at him unless he doesn't feel like it or he's doing that charge attack. So you just kind of gotta, as many hits on him as you can. Sometimes they'll hit. If you try to do the holding lock-on attacks, those just never work. He'll dodge all of those. So he kind of is like a wyvern, but more annoying.
Come on.
I have a quick question.
Quick answer.
Yeah.
So, is this how Drakengard players find each other in the wild? They just go and put it eye, put it eye,
Yeah, put it eye, put it eye.
eyes back.
That's how I met Kat. That's how, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna. You say that. See, you don't understand what you've done. Now I'm gonna start going into random public places and screaming out "Footy Eye" to see if anybody replies.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That is a good idea. I mean, I would come running if I heard that. Or maybe I would go running away, but I don't know.
You heard it, chat. If you hear somebody in the wild screaming "Footy Eye," or if you scream "Footy Eye" and somebody comes running, it's another
it's a
Drakengard
wild
player.
Drakengard
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah. I do know a weird thing is that a lot of the runners for this game and Nier are actually in the same place geographically to some extent.
Yeah.
Which is like weird. Like just by chance. Like how'd that
We're
happen?
all in like the DC area.
Yeah, like why? It's just we are.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
All right, why are the wyverns like 80 miles away? Come on.
They were going for a fly. So the strat on this level is you only kill these enemies because they give you enough magic to go kill the only enemies that matter. There's a ton of enemies in this fortress. A ton of enemies. They're all optional, including these, except the cannons in the very, 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 very middle. Those you gotta kill.
All right.
And they're easiest to kill with magic. So all Kath is trying to do here is get magic, and then I think it's up. Wait, where is it? I've never seen this before. What the hell? Did you fly too far? They're to the right, to the right, to the right. All the enemies. That's left.
Yeah, because that's...
That way.
Oh my god, the wyverns were so far out. I've never seen them fly out that far.
Yeah. What the heck? That's confusing.
Anyway, welcome to Drakengard. It can hear you, it listens to you, it knows what you're doing. Anyway, we're gonna do the swag strat. It's the one thing Drakengard has.
Oh wow. Okay, she's doing it outside.
You can shoot through a wall.
Yeah, magic does go through walls.
Wait, what?
I missed one. Magic sometimes misses. There you go.
Yeah.
Drakengard's storyline is basically life in DMV.
This part's I-90. Yeah, actually, you know, that's accurate.
So yeah, if you're actually at a convention and start screaming for DI really loud, there's a chance I'll be there.
Especially if it's like Otakon.
Yeah, if you're near DC. Yeah, I was gonna say Otakon, yeah.
If you cosplay as Foodie or Enuart, please let me know because I'm actually
Please
going to
at me
Otakon.
everywhere. Yeah. I've only seen Drakengard cosplay at the Near Orchestral concert that I went to in Chicago when they did that back in January 2020. I got to go. And I actually managed to get VIP tickets to that, which is cool because I got to meet Yoko Taro and Keiichi Okabe and Yosuke Saito. So that's the composers and producers for Nier, and the director for Nier, and Drakengard. So Yoko Taro is the director for this game. Yosuke Saito is the producer. And I was able to get my copy of Drakengard 1 signed. So I have a signed Drakengard 1 copy. Kath, I'm so sorry for what's going on in this level to you.
What the heck?
Oof.
I'm so scared for the last level, I'll be honest.
No, you've got this. You know where the health kit is.
Yeah.
So when I was getting my copy signed, I told him, oh yeah, I really like the game. I play it a lot. And he said, I'm sorry. Oh my God, Kath, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even know there was one here. Oh my God. You got this. You got this. Easy. Oh.
Can you please?
Those guys that have the poking are hilarious. But please stop. Jeez.
I've died so many times on this one level before, and thankfully it's short, so unlike the skeleton level, like I'd just redo this level if I died.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
But it's really unpleasant.
It is very unpleasant. Those big guys, they just have that huge like whack, 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 whack attack that they can do, which is the only way I can describe it. I'm sure you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
But
because they're in the last level, they're like the worst part of the last level.
Unless the barrier is broken, you cannot continue.
And there's indoor wizards here too, which are fun. But luckily they are easy to kill. Oh, and we missed it. We were so distracted we missed Footy Eye's only voice line in this run for us. Oh, I lied. There's two. I forgot. so she can speak. Because we finally found her.
If the goddess is threatened, the last seal is lost.
So it really is around this part of the game, and I mean this part of the game like in the story, where the game starts to have a little fun, and the different endings kind of like will be divergent from. So there's a lot of random points in the story that have like diverging timelines that is extremely hard to follow, even if you know what's going on.
What is pancake percent? That is E ending.
Yeah. Where I did eat a full pancake meal off of a copy of Drakengard. Wow, losing time by mistake. It's not
I just assume pancake percent is like you're playing with one hand while just like shoveling a stack of pancakes in your mouth.
That could work. There is a 2P1C category.
Oh yeah.
I'll see.
So
then player 2 will feed player 1 pancakes as they play the game.
Well, no, that means
actually that could work.
No, it's each player has one hand on the controller, and then they have to both eat their own stack of pancakes.
God. No, they both have to feed each other pancakes.
Yeah, that would work.
That is a speed run I need to see.
That sounds extremely chaotic. I would want to see that too. I think some people have done in-person 2P1C, haven't they? Because we've only done it through like Parsec and emulation.
Parsec, yeah. Right. No, I think Jeek and Ellie did it in person.
That sounds right. Someone has done it in person before though, which is incredible.
Lady and the Tramp with pancakes. Fits in with this very romantic video game we're playing.
It's funny you mention that around this part of the story. I won't get into why, because I don't want to spoil too much of the fun parts of the game. But yeah, I saw someone in chat just say, like, what is happening? Drakengard's story is extremely complicated, and to explain all of it, we would need to play the E-ending run. That would give us enough time. It's actually surprising how much we have to talk about in this game. This is Black Dragon 2.
Yeah. Can you please?
No. Yes. So essentially every Black Dragon fight, he dodges more.
Oh my god. Hello?
Hi.
Why isn't he doing the thing?
It's just like he's doing the thing that is just time loss.
Oh my god.
This can just happen. Nice. Nice.
I shall show you the limits of your power.
Nice.
All right, let me get one more hit on you, buddy.
Just having him fly on top of you. Oh my god, he did the attack finally. Nice. Okay, I think you got this now.
Oh, it.
Nice.
That 2-minute Black Dragon fight? Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Good lord. That was a fight. Oh, the dragon leveled up again. That's great. We haven't talked about that. So actually, every time Angelus levels up, it lets you get more locked on shots.
And we're going to Upside Down Spain now.
Upside Down Spain, which weirdly looks like a city. That's strange. Wonder if that'll ever get explained. Guess we'll have to wait until 2013.
Well, maybe in the hit game Final Fantasy 14.
Or in the hit game Final Fantasy 14. God, how many years would you have to wait for that one?
So it was like, what, 2022?
Yeah. God. I mean, it's kind of explained in 3. I mean, it's not directly explained. I mean, no, I don't know if anything's explained in this series. I could just lie and make up explanations.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is actually explained in 3.
Yeah.
They actually do explain it. Not memeing. They do explain it. You just gotta wait until the PS3 game.
The hit PS3 game. Which is, fun fact, a prequel.
And very different tonally.
And very different tonally. So these new skull enemies are fun because they're immune to like a bunch of random attacks you can do to them. So like lock-on attacks, I think, do nothing. This is where Kat says, no, actually they do something. I swear I've never gotten them to do something.
That one was a lock-on attack right there.
Exactly. See, I swear I've never gotten them to work. I normally just shoot them once and they die, and yeah. But they go around you and go, ha 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 ha.
And flash your screen blue. It's extremely annoying.
Flash your screen blue. But these gourd enemies are gourds, and that's not their name. And I don't know why I called them that. But they look like jars, and you have to wait for them to open to do any damage. Dodd 3, aka I support women's wrongs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shout
pretty
outs
much.
To Zero, who is the pro tag for Dodd 3. Drakengard 3 is actually a really good entrance into the series, if that's the type of game you like. Because boy, is it a type of game that's so different from all the others.
It's a good time. The speedrun's really fun.
The speedrun is really fun for that. It has a lot of tricks that were discovered not too long ago. I say that, it's probably been like 2 years now. God.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 years.
Oof.
Oh my god, open. Thank you.
Yeah, there's probably the worst, in my opinion, of the new enemies that show up are the Reapers. We haven't gotten one yet. I think this ends with Reapers.
That's next level.
That's next level? Okay. All of the air missions kind of just blend into each other to me.
This section is very red.
It's very red, and then... Okay, no, this is the one with this strange tower. Okay.
Now that the goddess is dead, what is to become of me?
So the gourds open based like randomly off of like how long you're around them, and they have like their own timer. So like they'll all kind of open at the same time at some point. So I normally also do what Kath does, which is where you just lock onto them, and you just lock onto a ton, and then as soon as one opens, you just go shoot at all of them, because you'll likely get at least
what
2.
is left? You. All right, worm time. We get our first boss battle. 2 hours and 4 minutes into the game.
2 hours and 4 minutes as you try to play the game as quickly as possible. So this is the worm, the ancient dragon. Worm.
Does this game have the worst people of your party of any RPG? Probably.
Probably.
That's why we don't have them with us.
I was gonna say, that's why we've avoided them. Like the plague, because they are. So this is an ancient dragon. You kind of so the way this fight works is you shoot the dragon a few times. It goes into this ball. You hit this ball. It goes into another ball. You hit that ball, then you can damage the dragon again. It's kind of hard to lock onto them, especially in this form with a like white flashing ball, because there's all these stupid bats everywhere that take all of your lock-ons. Once you do, then you can go shoot at them again. Or no, you have to hit them 3 times. Gosh, what a fight. Now, it's possible to do this boss where he only goes into that ball form once. And I can randomly get it. I don't know what the strategy is. I haven't been able to figure it out. I think it's going slow. Kath tells me that's not the case. So we'll see. Oh, that was cool. Totally invulnerable through all your magic. And second fall. Yeah, it is really hard to get a lock onto this white one, that stage, because there's just so many bats. And the bats give you nothing except, like, I think they did give you some magic for hitting them. Nice.
There we go. Alright, first boss done. Now we're dating the dragon. No, I won't elaborate.
All right, go. Oh, you're not going to elaborate? Okay.
I'm not going to elaborate.
I was about to say, go ahead. I'd go off. You haven't got. You've been quiet the whole run.
I've been good. I'm being good this run.
Okay. Wow, she's not elaborating. I don't even know what to say anymore. Jeez.
I mean, it's like Donkey and Dragon. I don't know. There's nothing to explain.
Okay, like Shrek.
Yeah, it's like Shrek.
Okay, understandable. She didn't want to spoil it, so she waited until the story point happens. Either way, now they're really like, nothing can fight us. Let's go kill everything. And then they go do that. Well, they continue going and do that. I mean, that's what they were doing before. This is the one with Reapers.
Yeah, this one has Reapers.
So Reapers, you'll know them when you see them. They have a scythe, and while they're holding their scythe, they'll block all your attacks, no matter what. So you need to kind of just wait till they feel like throwing the scythe at you. Because, of course, they throw their only defensive item at you. And it's really annoying. Sticking with the theme. Oh, and also as you level up, you get a bonus new bar of magic, which is cool. So we're level 3, we have 3 bars of magic. Lets us save up more. There's no reason not to use it right away most of the time, unless we're fighting an enemy that's inopportune. Then we'll wait. So like, she's holding it right now, or using it, because she doesn't want to deal with the refrigerators. But now if she were to have magic again, like maybe these bats give her enough, I don't think they will. The gourds will block it, because you can only hit the gourds when they're open. So you just kind of gotta wait. And just do the standard lock onto all of them, wait for one to open, shoot at them all. Hope you kill like 4 of them at a time. They also make a laughing noise when they open.
I'm not getting into it. Yelling. Hey, she actually agreed with me there. Haha, I win.
Totally, I wasn't saying that just because it's a large debate between me and Gath. Actually, it's not a large debate, it's just between us two over what noise these enemies make when they open.
It sounds like a laugh.
Kath says it sounds like a laugh.
Reaper.
And I say it sounds like pottery scraping, or like a lid scraping, or like an enamel pan or something. So it's up to everyone else to decide what that sound is. And whatever you think it sounds like, that's the sound. At least Reapers can take locked on shots. So you can sit there and target them with like 30 hits while they're just like have their defenses up. And then as soon as the defenses are down, you just shoot them.
I'm just gonna do this. I don't feel like locking on to them.
It always gets to that. You're like, there's just one gourd. Like, it's gonna open in the next 3 seconds, right? I can just use my magic, right?
Yeah. All right. Time for the 2 hardest levels in the game.
I don't think we have... Do we have more of them? No, I think that was it.
And now it's 2 really obnoxious ground levels.
I was gonna say we're done. That was the last aerial level. Oh, I forgot there's only one with Reapers. Man, there's so many freaking Reapers in all endings. It's just like it feels like a constant.
All right, well, we're off to a good start.
This is you've got this. You got this. You can't hear me clap through Discord. I'm clapping.
Okay, I believe.
So those giant gray things are the seeds of resurrection. Make of that what you will. Probably not like a nice pasta or something. But for this part, you need to grab 4 keys. And then you need to go into the castle. I don't know if they say the castle or what. I feel like
it's the temple.
The temple. So you gotta get the 4 keys to go into the temple where Mana is, who they've kind of been talking about. There's been, if we watch some cutscenes, there's this little girl wearing like this red dress who can spin really fast. But that's somehow not an attack. She's not actually part Beyblade. That's just how she looks in cutscenes for some reason. Anyway, she's in the temple, and we're angry at her because they've done some bad
she's also
stuff.
6.
She's also
very important.
6. And she's also possessed, and there's a lot of story behind her.
Possessed by the voice of Cosmo from the Fairly Odd Parents.
She is possessed by the voice of Cosmo from the Fairly Odd Parents. No, you wouldn't have guessed that. I promise. You'll know when you hear it.
Hesitate not. Our only path lies forward.
But the stressful part of this level is both that it's kind of long and that it has these skeletons. There's also these ogres, which we've seen before, but we've always had access to Angelus. You can't fly Angelus down these little corridors. And each of the corridors has ogres at the start. Which aren't too big of a threat because you get a running start into them and you can knock them down. But if you don't, they have some very low wind-up attacks that knock you down, and they can do like an annoying amount of damage. They'll also occasionally just randomly wander over and bother you, which is like not it. Cool if they didn't do that.
Yeah, this one is especially.
This one's, yeah. They'll just like start moseying on over, and it's like, please stop. I have to deal with these skeletons already. I'd rather not deal with you. Yep, see, there they go. But that's why this magic's good. They also have a lot of range. Yeah, that's the low wind-up attack. Just... Nice. And then Kath just pushes them onto that because they're just stun locked, and she can just wait for the key and then walk off. And even kills one. Nice.
All right.
Yeah, that one they always wander over. It's really obnoxious.
This one they've started doing it to me too.
It really just depends.
Sometimes the AI is like, actually, no, we don't want to. And at other times it's like, just kidding. Yeah, we do. We really want to ruin your day.
Yeah, see, they're moseying on over. And then the real scary part's actually after all of this, there's like, Jesus Christ, how many are there? Like 30 skeletons in an area that you have to go through?
Ton of skeletons.
And you have to fight all of them. So.
Oh my god, don't do it.
Oh my god.
Can you get through one hole?
So the health kit.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I was like, ooh, maybe I won't need it.
No, you will need it. And then luckily those guys are just go away. And that's all 4 keys, right? You got one more? Yeah, it's all 4.
Yeah.
All right, so this is where we go fight all the skeletons on the ground. All endings, we have Arios here, and like casually you would have Arios here, which makes this not even remotely like scary. But here it's kind of annoying. And they're all on the ground, so you can't see them, but as soon as Angie's done talking, you'll see them on the radar. Yeah.
Come on.
Even I am buffeted by the storms.
Give her your energy.
Oh my god.
All right, nice health, nice. So you can actually juggle dead bodies. That's what she just did there to get more combos in. There's a limit to it, but she did that to get a big heal there. Nice. Those red guys can please leave. Another heal. Nice, full health. Red guys. Just there. Being very annoying.
Alright, last group.
Last one. And no, the music's not glitching out. It actually just sounds like... Nice. Let's
Wait.
go.
Okay, yeah. I was about to be like,
no. Yeah, you got
where's-
it. And it's right next to these guys, which you could just like always bat away, and then yeah, not an issue. They take too long to stand up.
Alright, now for the
Nice.
actual last
All right.
level.
If I'm not saying stuff, it's because I'm holding my breath. So in this last level, it's long. There's only one heal. There's a ton of skeletons. There's a ton of those big dudes who do the whap 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 attack. Then there's new red wizards that have a crazy block they can do. They summon the ghosty boys that give you hugs and knock you down. And then they're just wizards as well, so they shoot stuff at you. It's just not a great combo. Even on ending, you can't use Ariosh too well in here, but it's still like nice to have.
Oh boy.
So there's one strat here that's always an option is juggling with Kime Sword too, because it gives you more hits on a single enemy as they're alive. Is one that I've done before. Because it's based on number of hits actually for like when you get the orbs. So that's why over there, while she got a huge combo on one enemy, she still didn't get an orb because it's only up to 24. But yeah, there's a weapon in the paintings here. If you're in the free expedition.
Are you alright? You must be strong.
Angie, I'm really not okay right now, girly.
You must be strong. You got this. Please, 3 more. Okay, at least you got the 14. Oh yeah, it's at 14. I always think it's at 16. It's 14 and 26 are the first 2 health. The 26 one is really nice to have. It's a lot larger than the 14. And fun fact, the like juggling or like hitting bodies after they're dead, you can also do that in, oh my god, is this guy gonna block you? That many times? You can do that in .3 as well.
Oh my god, dude.
What? This level stresses me out.
Well, we have a save file if we need it, so.
We do, but you got this. Yeah, I think this is like the third longest level in the game, and if not, it feels like it. There's no end in sight, and it's still another wave, another wave, another wave. Nice.
Yeah, you can see I'm actually using the dodge button here.
Yeah, when enemies flash blue like that, that means they're about to do a counterattack and you can't interrupt them, and you should really just dodge. Like if it's just you and an enemy in a room and they like flash blue, you need to dodge. There's a boss that does that too. But that's like some of the only time you dodge, and it's actually useful because the enemies are actually scary and you're almost full health too. Let's go. Yeah, and there's a free expedition in this level where you have to touch the paintings in the proper order, and it gives you a weapon. Just fun fact. That was Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents. I love the freeze frame when the big guys poke at you.
Oh my god.
It's like it's hit you, but it's like
yeah, it really just makes
frame.
you feel bad.
Record scratch. Yeah, you're like, well, I can't do anything here because the hit's already landed, but it's just gonna stand like this for a while until the game does something. Please, nice. If you ever see Kath running around in a circle, she's actually probably trying to get her dash attack back up. Oh, here are the wizards, by the way. Oh, and that's mana. But the dash attack is really good for knocking people down. So while the wizards are red, it's actually a good strat here. And what she's doing is putting magic down to kill the ghosts. Because the ghost will knock you down, and the wizard will knock you down. So like everything here knocks you down. And it's extremely annoying.
No, they can knock you down.
Does the wizard knock you down? No, he just freezes you. They can't. That's what I thought. It's just annoying. It's like, stop.
Yep, there it is.
Yup. There's the combo. Oh, the last level special. Just the wizard stunning you into the ghost knocking you down. Thankfully, the like ghoul enemies go away when you kill the wizard. And yes, the
La,
enemy
la, la, la.
just said la 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 la. She's 6 years old and possessed. One more. Wait, was it 26? No, it's a 28. I'm so bad at memorizing.
Yeah, it's okay.
I did say earlier Drakengard
good at
runners can't
counting.
count.
Such evil.
It's like I know it's somewhere
I always
around
just
there.
guess.
I know. So at some point, is it
Yeah.
Verdelay saying there's no more left? Someone's going to say there's no more enemies, and that means that there's more enemies, but only a certain amount more enemies. But it's still
He's a liar.
There's still more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Verdelay. Because Angelus is like, there's still more. No, because Verdelay's like, only the priestess remains, or only mana remains. That's what it is. It's like, no, there's enemies right here, dude.
Only the priestess remains. If she can be stopped.
I mean, technically, this kind of goes along the same path of, Drakengard players can't count. Because maybe he's just like, maybe he's honest and it's just a mistake. He didn't know.
Oh my god.
He does.
I didn't even need the health chest.
Nice. Let's go. Didn't even use the health chest. That wasn't not even close to being tense. I wasn't tense that entire time.
Also,
right?
Fang's Glaive is level 3 now. Yay.
Woo, I can't wait to use level 3 Fang's Glaive in the last level. Which is the boss fight against Mana.
Here, we have time for this
There's Mana.
cutscene.
Yeah, we have time for this. The last boss is very not long. And we might as well see one cutscene.
Also, Angelus is in here, but we
'Cause
can't
they're
use her
very
for
good.
some reason. I just feel like this boss needs context,
Because we've given very little into what she is. She's in more cutscenes. We also get to see Verdoi's head tattoo. It's actually a full body tattoo. But you can see the one on his head. And yes, this is a weird room. There's just like a child's bunk bed and random toys. Also, like, we did just say context, and then the cutscene's just this.
Yeah, don't worry about it. This is all the context you need.
I feel like I understand now.
Yeah, I hope that everybody understands now what we're fighting.
So Mana's the final boss. She has like two main phases. So there's this first one where she'll like have this huge orb shield to protect her and sends these little glyphs out at you. If you hit her, you can stun lock her. And that just ends this phase, so you don't have to worry about it. She'll have this like orb with a bunch of green on it come out when you're done, or blue, whatever color that is. So for this next one, she's gonna send out a bunch of random like bands of damage. On normal, this is a nightmare. There's no pattern to these, and they're not dodgeable, and they get more random later on. On easy, it's whatever. So the strat's just to hit her, and time is coming up. By the way, it's gonna be on the last hit for this boss.
And time.
GG.
Right under estimate.
I know.
Look at
I was
that.
gonna say like that estimate was like an estimate. Nice. GG.
GG.
That was good. That went well.
Except for all the times I got super owned.
That's fine.
But,
It went great. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a good one.
Oh.
And relax.
Yeah, now I get to let myself relax, unclench.
Loosen up the shoulders. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/FigsRoost. I do speedrun content as well as some other stuff that I'm hoping to get back into more speedrunning and learning new games. But yeah.
Go
and
follow
what about you,
her.
Rod?
My channel is RodG1400, but really you should consider joining sponsored by Drakengard.com. That's our speedrun Discord for this game and other games.
Sponsored by Drakengard. If you want to come learn how to run Drakengard 3,
yes,
specifically.
Or near any of the other games.
Or near.
You can also go to, there's some other links. It's on the speedrun.com webpage too. But the community is really great. Highly recommend it. Everyone's cool. I've seen you all in the chat who have been talking, just haven't said stuff.
Yeah, so thank you. What about the rhythm boss in Tokyo? That is a different ending.
That is all endings, yeah. That run happens sometimes. If you look around enough, you'll catch someone doing it. Might be me.
Probably Rod.
Probably me.
And also, don't forget to catch them in SGDQ next year when they actually debut the pancake percent for this game.
Heck yeah. I will submit.
Oh yeah, we'll submit.
There you go. Submit for pancake percent.
There we go. We'll get it queued. I'll write the rules up right now. We got some good
please
alternative
do.
categories for Drakengard.
Bet you won't.
We have dumber categories already. I could do it. So yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you
always
so
great
much for having us. Always love showing off this game.
to-
Much
to
as I
anyone
meme
and
on it, it
everyone.
is always a good time.
I'm telling you, this was 2.5 hours, and I was here the whole time, just chilling, enjoying it. So, I mean,
fun.
it also helped that there was a lot of, we were talking junk the whole time, and the superhero landings. I mean, they just got me every time. Even after all the ones you did, ended the game, still wasn't old. I could still watch them do like 12 more, and I'm good. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Oh no! What's her name?
Who knows? It's a mystery.
Angelus. She said Angelus.
Yeah.
No,
This is where you
I think
find
you
out.
said Cher.
Yeah, we never said her name. Red Dragon's name is Angelus.
No, this is the
What?
true
Decode.
origin story of Cher.
My favorite part of this is just how Vertile is just standing there. And this zoom out. It's about to happen.
Is he gonna get his hair back?
No.
Oh,
Is it your will that we should live on?
He's dripped out though. Like actually he's got like all these rings on and stuff. Head tat. It's kind of crazy. Just standing.
Looks like he's wearing a t-shirt underneath the robe.
Just got the wife beater on to stain. That'd be very Vertile.
Oh, we didn't even mention Kime's Crocs.
I know we
Aw.
didn't. Yeah, Kime wears Crocs and socks. You can see it in one of the cutscenes. Go look it up.
Everybody's stripped out in this game. But yeah, that's the first ending of Drakengard.
GG.
thank you very much, yo, everybody. Can we get some what was it? Foodie?
Foodie eye?
Oh, Foodie Eye. There we go. Can we get some Foodie Eyes in chat for this wonderful run? And I really want to see, I don't care where it is, just a random con where people just start like the birds from Finding Nemo. Instead of going mine, it's just Foodie Eye.
Foodie eye?
That would
Foodie
just
Eye?
make my day. That's what I need.
I hope if someone's at Otakon, go do that. I'll be there.
Nice.
And I will freak out.
But thank you so very much, Fig. We really appreciate it. Rod, you did fantastic. Keeping it going with the commentary. Really appreciate you. I love this run.
I'm glad everyone
So
enjoyed
I
it.
appreciate y'all adding to the black
I'm
excellence
glad.
of this whole entire shebang-a-bang. Next up, everyone, we are going to take a quick little break. And after that, we're going to come at you hot with a wonderful interview. We've been doing those this whole, we did a couple yesterday. We got another one for you today between Bobbeigh and Ryan Subaru. Dang it, Ryan Ford. It's my bad. So stay tuned for that. We're going to take a little break and we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to GDQ Juneteenth. All weekend long, we've been showing you some really great games performed by amazing black speedrunners, and I'm happy to actually have one aside for an interview. First off, my name is Bobbeigh. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and with me, I have the Ryan Ford. I was just jabbing at him a little bit earlier, calling him a machine. But that's because he's been through a lot of really good gaming communities and also have a very, very wide speedrun palette. Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
Not bad. Bit sleepy though.
Yeah, so sorry I had to wake you up at 10 o'clock at night, but really wanted to get this interview. Really wanted to pick your mind about a couple of things, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So like I was saying a little bit earlier, like you have quite the speed run palette, and then you've also been dabbling in like various like competitive gaming communities. But let's talk about speed runs first. How did you first get started speed running? Like, what was your very first game? Like, how did you get involved into that?
All right, so okay, I'll try not to ramble too much, but
No worries.
basically, so through competitive Smash Bros, I met Pidge because way back in like around like 2009, there used to be a lot of like Smash Bros Melee plus Smash Bros Brawl tournaments, and like since I played Melee competitively, and she played Brawl and Smash 64 as well competitively, then we met through that, and then so yeah, fast forward long into like 2018, then I was doing a casual playthrough of Mario RPG just for like nostalgia.
Oh, love that game.
And I know, right? And she and like I knew that she like speed ran the game for like a few years by that point. But yeah, she was watching me play and was like, "Yo, if you want to pick up a speed run that's easy, you know, I could always teach you. Like, hit me up." And I was like, "All right, yeah. If like the Smash stuff slows down, then like I'll probably take her up on the offer." And then I actually lost my sponsors had to declare bankruptcy like a month later after that. So
oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's been like 5 years now, but they but yeah, because of that, I wasn't traveling as much. So then yeah, I hit her up in July that year. So yeah, about like 3 months after she proposed that, then I was like, "Yeah, you still down to teach me?" And she's like, "Well, censored. Heck yeah." And and yeah, since we both live in the same city, then yeah, like I went to her place like 4 times, and she like taught me on a display, like a screen display up above, and was like doing the movement, and then I would like copy on like a TV underneath the screen display, and then she would like break down things for me and all that. So so that was like my first speed game that I learned that I actually like, you know, had like a timer and splits and everything, because like years prior to that, like I learned like Ocarina of Time defeat Ganon, but I never actually did like a timed like RTA run. And I learned like most of Medallion, Stones, and Trials when it was like, I think around like 2 hours and 20 minutes, like back then. It was like 2000, it was a long time ago, like 2011, 2012 maybe.
How the
like,
landscape has changed when it comes to Zelda, like Ocarina of Time speedrunning, by the way. But continue though.
yeah, because I think that category is like pushed down by maybe more than 45 minutes from like when I was like learning the category, like between now and then. So it's like huge, right? And yeah, so after I learned Mario RPG, then I started like close to when the pandemic hit, then I started submitting well, it was the only game I ran. I started submitting it to marathons. First starting with like GDQ 2020, but then I think that's when Just Incredible ran it. So and then like a few other marathons I submitted to, like Voidathon and stuff, then Just Incredible submitted to that as well. And like, well, he's like world record holder of the game, so obviously and like a way more popular streamer, so obviously he'd get picked over me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start learning some other games because I've been wanting to do it, and I want to also try to like participate in some marathons as well. So yeah, then I picked up Gimmick right away. Then in like March 2020, then no, May 2020, and then Link's Awakening DX July 2020, because I wanted to compete in a tournament for Hundo for that game and see what I could do with like 3 weeks of learning the game. And I did okay.
Yeah, so you're just like spanning every like retro gaming series and genre. Like I think you dabbled in some like a handheld Metroid as well, right? Like
yeah, both of them. The Game Boy Advance ones, yeah. Yeah.
How hype are you for the Gimmick like kind of like remake coming out? By the way, like are you gonna be taking a look at that at all?
I'll probably try to get it on Steam, and I'm expecting there to be a resurgence of like players coming back, and hoping that like there's new players that get into it. I'm actually trying to make a 4 tutorial vids, so like one for each of the one per category for like the 4 categories that we have.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, just with like more updated strats, because there are already some good tutorials, but some of them are, because they're just old, like some of them are outdated, and there's been like new stuff that's been discovered. And The ones that are like more advanced, they're kind of like scattered across like multiple videos. So like I want to have it all like, one video like per category. So it's like everything is there if someone's interested in learning like just that category, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna take a long time because of like editing and all that. But fortunately, a lot of the routing for that game is like the first half of each counterpart category, like glitched versus zipless. So like any percent glitched and any percent zipless are like the same for the first like 4 levels up until the 4th boss. So I can just kind of copy paste the video and the script. So it's not too bad.
I mean, like it's still a really great effort trying to like contribute that much to a community for a speedrun that's pretty like niche. Like I know Retro Speed Game crew are like really tight together, but also like very seldom do I see like very active gimmick runners nowadays.
I know there's like been new runners that come in for a bit, and then usually they'll start running other games. And then usually they say they'll come back. So there's been over the last like 3 years, I think there's been like close to a dozen like new runners here and there, but like usually they're not all running the game at the same time. It's like they'll come for like 2 months, then start running other things, and come back for like a month, and then stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Let's we're getting sidetracked. Let's get back to you though, because I want to dial back to both kind of like before speedrunning, and I kind of like this. Because like speedrunning and like Smash or like FGC, like I've always like thought to have been like like a full circle of the Venn diagram, like and like a prime example that you brought up was Pidge. Like we both know them, like they're absolutely amazing. And so let's talk about your roots in like Smash, because I feel like the sort of like grinding and like like grinding for like execution or reactions, like you can carry that a little bit over to speed running. So like how did you kind of like get competitive and have that fire lit under you for competitive Smash?
I kind of came into it like as a really old head, because like casually I played it a ton, like probably not every day, but like pretty frequently, like even casually. And then up until around 2004, a friend of mine, 2003, sorry. A friend of mine, Rainix, who I used to team with a lot. So like 2 of my best friends, these brothers, like it was one of their birthdays, and they happened to be his neighbor. And he talked about how he's like really good at Smash Bros. Melee, and then these 2 friends are also like, oh, we have a friend who's like, he never loses to anyone, talking about me. And then we played at this birthday party, and like I got whooped with my Ness versus his Fox on Hyrule Temple with 3 stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's Rainix is a year older than me, so we went to the following year, like in 2004. I started high school, and we were like happened to be in the same school. I actually didn't know that he like went to that school until I saw him day 1, and then went to his house and played Melee again, and then this time I got my revenge since I decided to play Mario instead of Ness against his Fox. Again on Hyrule Temple, we only played on the bottom of the level too.
that was the stomping grounds. That is always the casual stomping ground.
Yep. A friend across like so many different friend circles casually, it was always like that level, and like Corneria were like the 2 that we played all the time. Even though both are banned in competitive play now, but yeah, because at that friend's party when I lost the first time, I wanted a rematch to be like, because I was like, I think I could beat him with Mario. Like Ness is just really slow, and then but then like other people wanted to play, so we started doing free for alls. Then we started playing like Mario Kart Double Dash and like Mario Party and stuff like that. So so we only played like 1 game where I lost like really badly, and then I got my revenge like a year later. And then he started looking up like Googling about competitive Smash Bros, and then he found Smash Boards, like the website, and the DC++ hub, like before YouTube was like a thing. YouTube was like starting to be a thing at that time. And there's like videos on DC++ hub and like Google Video like back then. And he would call me on the phone and be like, yo Ryan, I found all this like new tech in Melee, and he'd just like talk to me on the phone, and we'd like I try to like learn what he what he found out by him explaining it without seeing the thing, and like it's crazy until he like showed
we've
me
come
like
so
how it's
far
done
in the
and
age of
everything else.
information.
Yeah, exactly. And we'd like skip school like in high school and like go to his house and like play just a ton against each other. And then he found out about a tournament in summer 2005, so like right after I turned 15, and we were like, oh, we're gonna win this tournament. We've learned advanced techniques since like late 2004, so we learned advanced techs for at least like 8 months by that point. So we're like, these guys aren't ready for us. And there was like 82 entrants for that tournament for like 2005. It was really actually like a really big turnout, and it was like a 15-minute drive from our houses. We live pretty close to each other, and we both actually tied for 7th, so like we made top 8, which was actually decent, because usually people, when they enter their first tournament, they usually just get destroyed and go like 0-2 or 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think I went like 5-2 or something, so like wasn't like that bad for her first tournament. And also a little funny thing was that so Raynix, his dad, he like worked as a limo driver, and he like dropped us off and picked us up in the limo. So like a bunch of people thought that we were like some rich kids like coming and going from the tournament and stuff. And
so dope.
the people were talking about on Smashboards, like on the forums. I didn't have an account yet at that time. Like I made one like a month after, and there's some people like, yo, who are those like rich kids that like came and left in the limo and like all this stuff, and I was laughing really hard back then. And yeah, so that kind of lit the fire to compete, and I played like a ton, and then finally got to travel to the US in 2008 for Pound 3. Mango's first like big win at a national, pretty much. So I didn't get to see the finals because we left like I think around like when top 4 started. So because we had to drive back from like Maryland to Toronto, and it was like a 9-hour drive. So
still like it was traveling. Just it's a completely different magic. I swear. Like seeing these events in person and everything, and like the crowd getting so excited. They got so like personal with who they were rocking with in top 8s and all that. All right, so we're definitely over interview time. Hopefully it can be pared down a little bit some. But I want to ask you one quick thing. So you have a run coming up, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, all essences, in like a minute or less. I want you to hype this run up for me. Like, what's your favorite thing about it? Like, is it a great scenic route? Does it have like good text? Like what does it appeal to you? What do you think people might be able to pick up? All right,
a minute or less. I actually think it's a very difficult run because all the enemies are like pretty random. Like where they spawn in the room, like the enemy sets are like they're set for the room, but it's like random where they spawn, so they can spawn almost anywhere in a room. And generally, most of them are like pretty random how they move. And you barely have any iframes when you get hit, so it's very easy to like lose all your health. So I think the game is like challenging, but in a fun way, where it's not like cheesy. And there are a couple big skips that involve using bomb clips.
Ooh,
but I don't know. When you see the run, you'll see me talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for giving us seeing that that anticipation, like bomb clips. Like this is a pretty lengthy run, and and it's purported to be pretty difficult along the way. But Ryan Ford, thank you very much for chopping it up with me. It's always good seeing you, especially around like these events. So actually getting to strut your stuff. This has been Ryan Ford, and I have been Bobbeigh, formerly known as the Blacktastic. Stay tuned for more GDQ Juneteenth. We got a couple of runs coming up on that last day, actually more than a few. So stick around. We'll be right back.
All right, see you soon.